Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 7:30 on the dot. Hopefully, this game kicks off here in just a couple of minutes. I think these TNT games start pretty quick after the marker, but I am completely fired up for this one. Game one, Eastern Conference semifinals, MSG. First off, thank you for everyone here in the playback room and anyone watching on YouTube. DJ Zulo here. XJ will be joining momentarily. But this brings back like so many vivid memories as someone who grew up watching the 90s Knicks and these battles between these two teams. This doesn't get any better. I would love for the Knicks to come out on top for obvious reasons here in game one. They are 0 for the last 2 in Eastern Conference semifinal games. Game ones at the Garden. 2013, they lost to the Pacers. And then obviously last year losing to the Miami Heat in game one. So hopefully we can get on the right foot here to start this semifinal matchup. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Mr. Crockett. Nemo, Best Hellboy here in the chat as we careen towards what should be a really fun series for many reasons, probably most importantly because of the juxtaposition between what the Knicks and how the Knicks go about their business, how they play, and of course how the Indiana Pacers go about getting their points and their defensive structure. Mr. Crockett, no, actually should be here in a minute. But hello to you, Richard McLeod. How are you doing? So yeah, the dichotomy here is very interesting, and I'm pretty steadfast from when this series was official that these two teams are going to play, that the Knicks are the better team and would win. What I didn't realize for me a couple of days ago was that I was going to feel so concerned, worried, whatever the word is, but I feel like this Pacer team is going to test these Knicks for their on-court ability. Obviously, the way they can test you as a high-paced team, you really have to communicate on the defensive end, and I think they've improved enough defensively where I don't think the Knicks are going to completely run roughshod on the offensive side of the ball. And then the most important part of it is I tweeted this out a couple of weeks ago now. Knicks are at a critical mass in terms of healthy bodies. I don't think the rotation is going to be expanded beyond maybe some spot minutes from maybe it's an Alec Burke or a Chua. I think those guys one of them at least should play here as XJ joins us. XJ, how are you?
Yo, what up, DJ? How you doing?
Good, man. I'll just wrap up this point. And then, so I think that is my biggest worry coming into this series is that you have a relatively healthy Indiana Pacer team. They're a relatively deep team for a playoff team. They play, they're going to play a lot more guys than the Knicks, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on this Knicks team. So I am concerned about how the Knicks can hold up on a potential long series. But actually, I will just toss it to you. I have the Knicks winning this in 7. I think it's going to be a grind in a different way than maybe the 76er series, but I think this Pacer team has been undersold, underrated by the Knicks fan base en masse, not necessarily you, because I think you have an appreciation for this Pacer team. But how are you seeing things as we are about to kick off here, game one?
Yeah, it's it's funny, DJ, because I guess you and I are the most concerned fans about the Pacers.
Seems that way.
The entire community.
A lot of Knicks in 4 talk.
A lot of Knicks in 4, 5 at the worst. 5 seems to be the worst case scenario for a lot of Knicks fans. I'm with you. I got a Knicks in 7. I've been fluctuating back and forth between 6 and 7. Mm-hmm. I think my concerns are a lot of the things that you were touching on when I just jumped in. Partially, I do think the Knicks are going to wear down. And you made this point the last time we were on a watch along together. I thought it was such a great point. When they lost that heartbreaker, it wasn't just the emotional drop of the loss. It was also the fact that you have to play another game, and these guys have to play another 45 minutes each and then go into the next series against the highest pace up-tempo team in the entire NBA. And that's going to wear on you. And like you said, these guys are healthy. not only are they healthy, they're deep. Like, I think people underrate their bench. Their depth is really, really good. And that's without Ben Mathurin, And so that's kind of the concern. I think that they can drag the Knicks into a long series just by virtue of wearing them down. We saw at the end of game 6 against the 76ers, Brunson was gassed.
Yeah.
He was just gassed. He seemed to have nothing left. I mean, all these guys are gassed. So to me, that's the big concern. I think fully healthy, everybody good. I do think the Knicks would win this in 5 games, but under the real world practical circumstances that we're in, I think it can be a dragged out series.
I agree. Now, touch, because I know you tweeted about this. I mentioned it. When we talk about pace, it's not necessarily, fast breaking or transition. What about the Pacers offense really plays into like their pace? Like what is it about them that is so unique as a scoring offense?
Yeah, they want to get shots up early in the shot clock. So they're looking for essentially looking for either really good paint shots or really good 3-point shots very early in the shot clock, potentially within 8 seconds if they can swing it.
Yeah.
And a big reason for the Siakam acquisition was because later in the shot clock, when it's more difficult to kind of get those high percentage looks, they need a bailout guy. Halliburton hasn't been that for them. His bailout shots are like, I'm going to just take this 28-footer and just hopefully it goes in. And if I'm hot, I'm going to devastate you guys. And if I'm not, then I could shoot us out the game. Now they have Siakam to kind of deal with that issue. So, their pace is not just transition. They do run a lot. They do want to get out in transition, especially when Obi Toppin's on the court. They want to get it and go. TJ McConnell, they want to get it and go, but at the same time, in the half court, they play really fast. So regardless, any way you look at it, pace is just a lot of possessions. And the Knicks can potentially control the tempo a little bit, to the extent when they're on offense. But I think people also tend to forget that the reason the Knicks play so quote unquote slowly is because they get so many offensive rebounds. And an offensive rebound is not a new possession. It's just it's called a second chance or another chance. That is part of the same possession. So that makes your pace look slower than it probably actually is, because you get a new 14 seconds on the shot clock. So the Knicks can potentially control the pace, but a concern of mine, I'm curious what you think about this, DJ. When they try to control the pace, it ends up being Brunson dribbling the clock down to 8 seconds and then getting a bad shot. So I don't know if that's even the best approach for them.
I don't think it is. I mean, it's not only a Brunson shot with 8 seconds. It's usually a contested mid-range shot, like 5 or 6 feet farther out than where he really wants to go, which is that short mid-range area, which typically will happen not early offense, but usually on that first action where he can get daylight off that screen and get into the middle of the paint and then just go to work there. If you're trying to manufacture a slow down offense, I mean, whether any sport, if you're changing up how you normally operate to try to limit the skill level or the attribute of your opponent, I think you just run into a major issue. So the offensive rebounding may just do enough to slow the Pacers down, which will obviously, I think the Knicks have a major edge in there. But as we are close here to tip off, I'm curious, as we see the Pacers on offense, like how much is Halliburton stressing the Knicks? Are they, I don't think the Knicks will blitz him. I don't think they're going to be any like hard hedging. Like, do you allow him more, not clean shots off the pull up, but do you just try to force him to make more versus getting into rotation, allowing him to pick you apart with the jump passing and all the cross-court passes, corner shots from 3? Like, that's the stuff that really worries me versus like his shooting, which just hasn't been there for a while now.
Yep. I 100% agree, as we have tip off ball in Josh Hart's hands at the top. Yeah, I 100% agree. I think you let Halliburton beat you with the 3. He hasn't had a shot. If he discovers it in this series, then you got to figure out a new plan. But until then, I'm going to see what Hallie has.
Yep. And we got Nembhard on Brunson, which I thought was the more likely matchup here.
Clean look for Brunson. 2-0 Knicks.
Probably not the worst defense. And then we have, so DiVincenzo is on Halliburton. So that's a big initial move, and it'll be on Siakam.
I love it. Yep, that's what I was hoping for. This guy, Miles Turner, is devastating from the mid-range. Oh, rear contest from Dante. And he got a dunk. Yes.
Nice start.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, Turner shooting mid-range shots. You think that's probably a good outcome for the defense, but like you said, he's been lethal this year.
He might be the best at this in the NBA as he
Yeah.
misses one and Neesmith gets a tip in. Well, I like what I'm seeing so far. I mean, 2 minutes into the game, or a minute and a half into the game.
Yep. Yeah. Brunson as a screener, Chicago gut, and now empty side.
Ooh. Give it to OG.
Yeah.
Nah,
Sure.
he's short. All right, let's see what they want to do with Hallie. This is not what they want. Oh, they're really daring him to shoot it. That's a little much.
Well, they botched that one.
Yeah.
Hart was expecting a switch, and Obi stayed with Siakam on that ghost screen, that's a really, I mean, you have to just be so clean with your communication on that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't make those kinds of mistakes.
No. Finish that.
At Dante. Oh! Dante blew it at the rim. Smoked it. Ugh. DJ, to me, that's too much help on Siakam penetration with OG like in a good position. What do you
that's
think?
why you have OG on him, right?
Yeah,
so you don't have
exactly.
to get 2 on the ball.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, it's overkill at that point. That's the whole point of having OG on Siakam, as you said.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Oh, they're missing. Foul on Siakam. They're missing pretty easy shots so far. That's an easy floater for Brunson.
And that was so interesting. It was like DiVincenzo, he backdoors first. It's not there. Then behind him is Brunson.
I was going to ask you, is that a play you've seen?
It seemed like it was probably like just their flow. Like this, they naturally go into it with Hartenstein late in the clock. And it's been a nice little option for them.
Everybody's cutting backdoor.
Yeah, right.
When Hartenstein has it. Don't overplay when Hartenstein has the ball. There's the cross-court pass. Not there. Just back up. Left. Just back up.
Just keep him. Yeah,
it's good D.
Yeah.
Oh, and then OG switched onto him, and then they helped. Off of Siakam though. That's okay.
Oh, he was out of bounds. He never established. Oh, 24?
They gave him 24. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. See, I really like how they played. I was like, oh no, don't help. But then I was like, they helped off of Siakam, which I think
above
is totally
the break
fine.
too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's. I don't think he's. Is he great in the corners or not great? But he's
not great from anywhere. But he's better than above the break for sure.
Sure.
Another one. Yep.
Oof. All right. It's just that visual to the rim against a guy 6'2". It's just a different ball game for him versus what he had to deal with in Philadelphia.
And they're not really helping that much off of Josh. Nope. Oh yeah, and one. Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. Early in the season, Indiana played this like kind of experimental style of defense where they were just playing tight one-on-one coverage and never bringing help. And it helped their transition offense. They had a bunch of cross matches when they would start to run, and that's part of the reason why they were scoring so much early in the season, but then they went away from it. I don't think they liked the results as far as defensively, and then they made the Siakam deal, and they don't really play that way anymore. But in this game, I haven't seen them bring very much help at all. They're letting just Nembhard deal with Jalen Brunson, post-ups from 15 feet away, which is interesting. I don't think he got that scenario against 76ers at all.
Yeah, I like if I'm Carlisle, I stick with it. And if, Brunson is going to make contested mid-range shots, you got to live with it, especially the second one, which is just it's a tough shot.
So that was a mistake there. They gave up an open shot to Miles Turner and he missed it. Turner's shooting's been nuts. I don't know if it's sustainable, but nice.
Yep. Nope.
Nice.
He jumped to point A to point B, right? So even if Brunson leans in, he's going to get that foul call. The maxi. Yeah. That's right.
Oh man, what's going on YouTube? What's going on, guys? Let me check the chat on YouTube. What
Thank
up,
you.
Jermaine Royster? How you doing, man? Go New York, go. Let's go. Indy needs to get defensive rebounds if they want to outpace us. Potentially, they definitely need defensive rebounds. So it's going to be a big theme here. We'll see what their rebounding percentage looks like. Watching from London, Akram, what's going on? Let's go.
It's early morning hours there at London, right?
Dude, I have no idea.
I think it is.
Yeah, maybe. I'll take your word for it. I'm like, wait, is that east or west? They'll live with that. Siakam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, it's smart help
with
a purpose.
I love it.
Nice. He's just got. It's like the looks he's getting are just a little bit cleaner. And
these are really good looks. Even the floater he missed was such a good look.
Yep.
And another rear contest.
Wow. 2 of those. I mean, that's not a Nick theme usually. Great pass.
That floater was so automatic. DJ in the Sixers series.
Crazy how good it was. Really, like since January, it like took off.
Yep. Whoa,
Josh.
Come on, Josh. Dow Square, salute KFS from Montreal. What is going on out there in Montreal? Yeah, can't do it in the playoffs. Best Hellboy, but you know he has. I feel like he does it a lot, but in the regular season, I don't think he's made those kinds of mistakes as much in the playoffs, which is helpful.
Yeah, I'm just curious what he was. I don't know if he just like assumed he was running to the corner and he was going to be there. But it was a weird one. Yeah, turnovers. I mean, that one out of bounds, you're okay in terms of the transition, but that's like the biggest issue in terms of like Hart trying to push the pace a little bit. Yeah, he can be a little turnover prone.
Oh,
it's a strong move.
So DJ, like, and we'll do a quick reset. Knicks up 12-8, 6 minutes and 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Knicks look pretty good. Brunson having his way with Nembhard on him and limited help coming over to help out. I feel like the Knicks are. I lost my thought. I don't remember what I was going to say. I'll come back to it.
Sure.
It was a good comment. Just take my word for it.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant, and my answer was brilliant too. So it was just like we'll just assume it was all amazing.
I totally agree with that. I like that approach.
Trying anything that you're seeing early. I mean, we touched on the Brunson looks that he's getting. The one he missed was probably his best look that he's gotten so far, but he's made a couple tough mid-range shots. I mean, the fall away at the left elbow was just a really, I thought, good defense, but better shot making. The most recent one felt like he just was able to get into the chest of Nembhard and just get to where he loves that left side of the basket, not quite the restricted area. So you have to, I think, like what Brunson is bringing you. Anything on the Pacer side on the offensive end that is jumping out, like Halliburton's got a couple looks out. You mentioned some helping. What about the Siakam piece of it? Let's start there. 2 above the break threes that he's already got. Knicks have left him wide open. He's missed both. What do you see there?
Yeah, I think on the Siakam front, I just think the Knicks have the antidote to Siakam. And hopefully I'm not saying this prematurely and then all of a sudden Siakam drops 40. But I just feel like they have the antidote. It is like he is going to want to do his isolation work. He works quickly. He's not a hold the ball and wait kind of player, but he does want to have the ball and like do his little dance and get to his mid-range shots. And when he gets to that mid-range shots, when he gets to his spots, he's so good. Like he's really difficult to stop, but we have OG Anunoby. And so OG is going to make that so difficult for him. And that leaves him with shooting above the break threes. Mm-hmm. And that Siakam is not dangerous to me. Not at all. And so I just feel like the Knicks have the antidote to Siakam. We'll see. I really, and that's why for me ahead of the series, it was all about Halliburton. And obviously this team is generally about Halliburton, but that I think that's actually what I wanted to mention. And I want your view because I could be biased because I think Halliburton's like a great player. Before his injury, he just looked a lot more spry. Like kind of like more explosive. And I'm not talking about his like shooting or anything like that. Just like from going from A to B, his lateral movement, he just looked quicker. And this is all eye test, so I could be totally off, but he just doesn't look the same as he did early in the season. Are you seeing any of that from a contrasting standpoint, or what do you think?
Yeah, and not so much in like speed. Like I feel like if he's getting ahead of steam, he looks similar. But like the game winner in the Bucks series, like where they kind of manufacture that transition, and it felt like his ability to get momentum and make a single across move and get closer to the rim for that floater. He looked good. It's I think where it's showing up is a short area burst stuff, which may, and I don't know, obviously not a doctor. I don't know enough about it, but it would make sense to me that a hamstring, if it was going to linger, would linger more in like the explosive area moves, which would be like short area burst. And so if that is, and he didn't have like a ton to lose in that area. So if you take even like 10, 20% away from where he was, and he was never an explosive athlete in short areas, then it's a problem. And the margins were always very thin for him. Like even when he was making shots, they were heavily contested, like step backs, side steps to his right. And it was incredible because he was making them despite the contest. So maybe they're getting a little bit closer, and the room to get that shot off is just a little bit more tight, and that is clearly having an impact. So maybe it's like you're not accustomed to like assume like a ligament injury is going to affect your shooting, but in Halliburton's case, because the pull up is such a big part of his game, and the ball handling to get into that shot has been compromised, and it's really limited him as a scorer for himself in the half court.
100% agree with that. And the Pacers go now, TJ and Obi in. I think Carlisle is reacting to the I forget what Siakam's like normal resting time is, but this feels early. So I think he's reacting to the way that the Knicks are playing Siakam, and he comes with Obi, and he comes with TJ on as the Knicks get a bucket, comes with TJ on Jalen Brunson to harass him up the court.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Knicks have already had at least once Hart pick up, just bring the ball up. So I would just do that. You can't let Brunson get hounded 94 feet.
100% agree.
Yeah.
That's always been actually like a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, he has to work so hard. Why does he also have to bring the ball up the court as Obi gets and hits an open three from the corner?
Yeah, it's a nice reset by him. Flyby.
Yeah, I don't think you need to overplay him to that extent. I think you stutter step to the closeout, and he won't take the shot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's funny. A stutter step close is typically not like, oh, he's just firing away.
Yeah, that's above the break. That's a tougher shot for him.
Yeah. Good transition, D. Wonder if you can get OG into like some like zoom action, like get him up on a pin down and try to get Toppin screened off a little bit.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Ooh,
nice back tap.
Yeah.
Let's see what OG can do down here. It's good defense by Obi.
Yeah, see, I don't love the OG trying to bully ball.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a lot of counters, and it's
halfway down.
Yeah, he saw Brunson in front of him and just the sight line.
All right. This unit, honestly, is probably my favorite Pacers unit. So it'll be really interesting how the Knicks play against them. TJ and Halliburton together. As Josh Hart hits a step back. What was that?
That was a shot in game one, basically.
Yeah.
The final three to basically end the game.
Yeah. Neesmith. The Knicks are giving up. I was going to say, that's exactly the comment I was going to say. They're giving up only above the break threes. This is so interesting. Josh Hart with the blow by. Okay, they need to call time.
Nice to see Hart finish. It was a struggle in the Philly series against the Embiid shot contest. So getting a little more daylight with Neesmith protecting the basket here. Oh, no, Turner, excuse me.
Yeah, on Turner.
Oh, Turner, yeah. Nice finish.
Easy blow by for Josh there. Josh Hart is playing like late season last year, Josh Hart, which is peak Josh Hart.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was listening to it was I think it was you guys, Hot Hand Theory, when you were talking about, you mentioned Hart going through like a 1 for 10 stretch in the middle of the series.
Yeah.
And then so it's like for him to come back in game 6 to make shots after, because usually it's like the big worry for him is when it's going well, he's a very competent shooter. But when it starts to go the other direction, his confidence level seemingly, at least from my perspective, watching it, can waver a little bit. So nice to see him make a 3. Obviously, you get the transition attempt there, but keeping the confidence up and just like being in his head, like you have to take these shots and you're effective when you're open. I think he's been a decent open 3-point shooter for the last 2 years, at least for with the Knicks. So you just got to, I mean, it's the same story, but you just got to keep taking them.
Yep, totally agree. I agree also about, and it's hard to judge these things from the outside, obviously, but it does seem to be related. There's a confidence factor, and it's not like going on a super stretch, because I think that's just relevant for most players. Even the best players. I remember the season that Steph Curry broke the 3-point record, and it was like the game where he was like pretty close. And it was like wearing on him, and he was just like, I'm going to just fire. He took like 17 threes in that game. Like, I think literally took 17 threes.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if he got it. I don't know. But it was like he either got it that day or soon after. And he never got his shot back. Like, he was like, that might be his worst shooting season ever in his career. And a lot of it just had to do with like the pressure and thinking about his shooting and like confidence and pressure. Those things just affect everybody. It doesn't matter how good you are.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about this. I think one of the watch parties where it's like when you are not, like, it's one thing for Steph Curry to lose confidence, but it's like another thing if shooting didn't come naturally to you and it was something that maybe you picked up late in your career or has always been something you've had to like continue to refine and work on. I feel like those players are the ones I worry about more than most, because of what you're saying about the confidence can just be a little more fleeting for obvious reasons. Like if you haven't been doing it your whole life and it's been a new phenomenon for you as a person, then you could see how that could, your confidence can be a little more fragile.
Yep. Yeah. Makes total sense.
Yeah. But for this game particularly, I think you have to be, if you're a Knicks fan, you have to be very excited about how they're playing. I think the shots they're getting, maybe that little Josh Hart one-handed fadeaway in the middle of the lane, but that one notwithstanding, I feel like the shots Knicks are getting are quality looks for the most part. And I think that's a good sign. And then what they're giving up on the Indiana side, like above the break threes, despite their being wide open shots, you have to be pleased with that.
100%. I mean, they look very comfortable in this game. They look like a team that's expected to win this series 70% of the time. They just look like it. They look very comfortable. They look like they're in a situation where, like, hey, as long as we make shots we normally make, we win the series. Like, that's what it looks like so far. And that's how you'd want it to look for sure. The Pacers are going Isaiah Jackson. So Rick is trying everything right now. And Halliburton looks very timid. What?
That's the Isaiah Jackson impact there. He's a little more spry. He can get in kind of, it's just different body to have to get attached to. So I thought Jackson might get some time just because of the Brunson factor. Like if he is in the action, then I would just switch everything and just allow him to guard Brunson one-on-one and force like an isolation attempt.
Wow, good pass by TJ. Yeah, I like that, DJ. I agree. Isaiah Jackson's a really good defender.
He is. Good feet.
And you got the corner. What is he waiting for?
Yeah, he had to put on the line too.
TJ McConnell shoots 40% from 3, but he rarely shoots threes. Basically,
he needs to be very open to shoot them.
Yes, to be very open.
How long he takes to get the shot off.
Yeah, but he's devastating from the mid range as well. So they got to keep a body on him.
Yep.
Oh, good screen.
Yeah, good screen.
Oh, and a good pass. Oh, I was about to say Neesmith with a block. So TJ's complaining about that screen. Is that a clean screen, DJ?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that's the butt screen that just they allow it all the time. I think it's terrible. I wish they would just outlaw it, where you kind of, it's a dribble handoff and you kind of like bend over and you hip check, butt screen a guy out of the way. It's never called. I don't think it's legal by the books, but
yeah,
they don't ever call it.
It's so interesting. I think screening. I feel like someone needs to really do a deep dive analysis on screening. I feel like some guys get away with all kinds of things, and other guys get called really tightly for screening. And I don't know if it's based on reputation, based on status as a star, but I just see all kinds of different calls for different players. That might be the most distinctive call that's called differently. For
I agree. People. There's very little consistency. Like Turner will do this thing on the Pacer side where he'll like kind of grab the arm of the offensive player trying to get over the screen and like clamp him to his chest so he can't get around it. And it's just like a savvy veteran move that's just never. Look at this defense.
Really great defense until the end. And then he blew it. Knicks ball. Nice.
That was a good possession by Toppin. That's the thing about him is like he didn't get to show that playmaking where you have nothing happening and he just finds himself into space and can make a great pass that Jackson just somehow missed, and then
terrible foul. Yeah.
Wow.
He's capable. He's also tentative and hesitant to do too much playmaking. Toppin is we're speaking of confidence. Toppin is a very confident, dependent player. If he's confident, he'll do all kinds of audacious things. And if he's not, he'll just give it up to Halliburton and try to run to the rim. So they need Toppin to not make shots early because that really affects the way that he plays.
Yep. Clean look.
Yeah, David Crockett says you don't think that's crew specific with regard to the
so good in transition.
Yeah, that was nasty from TJ McConnell. I'm not sure, David.
Mitch in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, Mitch in the game. Nice. All right.
Dante finishing like it's November.
Why did he just like take fouled him? That was weird. I'm a little concerned. The Knicks only have 21 points, 2 minutes left in the quarter. I feel like they're dominating, but they're up by 4 points.
Well, it's like the lack of threes and free throws, though, right?
Yeah,
probably is like So they're what is their shooting percentage now from the field?
I don't have the.
I'm gonna pull it up here.
Yeah. I just tend to be a little concerned when I feel like just my feel is like, oh, we're really dominating this game. And I look at the score and it's like 4-point game and without possession. That's doesn't seem right. So that's a tough shot. Okay. So we got a Precious at the 4 sighting for the maybe for the last 2 minutes of this quarter. It'll work well on defense. I don't know how it's going to work on this end. Are they in a zone? What's happening here? No.
I mean, they have 3 non-shooters on the floor.
Yeah.
Mitch is not moving well.
Yeah. Okay, so now Siakam's going to go to his bag now with Hart on him and Halliburton off the court.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, OG. Yes! Big 3, OG. Big 3. Oh, we got a turnover here. And he gets fouled. That's a big swing.
I was on my other screen. What happened? How did they get? Oh, here, we're going to replay here. All right.
Yeah, it's all Josh Hart hustle.
He's good at that. Like that. It's like a free safety play. You're tipping the ball out.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Josh Hart made a couple big plays there, penetrating and getting the kick out to OG and then making that steal. Sorry, DJ.
No, it's fine. You're good. So yeah, 24-17 Knicks, 106 here in the first. I mean, 17 points for the Pacers is like a jarring number here with a minute roughly to go here in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
McBride in the game for the Knicks. We have Precious at the 4. So he is Tibbs is expanding the bench.
So Shepard's going to do that.
Yeah.
That's what he's in there for. Yeah, holding the Pacers sub, they'll be under 25 points here. That's a big accomplishment in the first quarter. And I think you see Carlisle searching for answers really quick. He's not kind of waiting around saying like, we'll play it out. He's like, no, I don't like this. Let's figure something else out. So that's a good sign for the Knicks. Tibbs has to be ready to adjust if they figure out something that works. Oh, tough shot, Deuce.
Yeah, see these non-Brunson minutes, we're getting a couple. Obviously seeing it's a great pass.
Transition D though. Normally don't they flock to the rim?
Yeah, I mean that's the Tibbs mantra here. 2 for 1, Josh.
Nice take, Josh. Josh has played super well this quarter.
Yeah.
He's been incredible. GMAC, what's going on?
Live we once theorized this would be the best Knicks defensive lineup potentially.
It looks like it. It looks like a ridiculous defensive lineup, even though McBride gives up a mid-range shot to TJ.
McConnell's gotten a couple of Knicks with that right to left cross in the middle lane.
All right. Got 4 seconds. That's not good. Brunson coming in for the last second and a half. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nemo says the thing is Mitch is not 100%, and the running pace was kind of exposed that. I was thinking of Mitch, not playing as much in this series, which is crazy to say given how good he was against Philly. What is this inbounds? Oh, I thought that was going in. 27-24, end of the first quarter. Knicks up on the Pacers. Feels like the Knicks outplayed them by more than the scoreboard. Knicks playing pretty well on both sides of the court, giving up the kinds of shots that they want to get. They want to give up from the players that they want to give them up to. On the offensive end, Brunson kind of having his way early. He came out, and offense is obviously hard to come by when he's out of the game. So overall, a good first quarter for the Knicks. I feel like they left a little bit there on the table, but overall, they seemed like they were able to impose their will to an extent. So good sign, I would say, overall.
Yeah, I would agree. You mentioned the shots they were trying to give up in terms of what the Pacers were taking. The Pacers shot 2 for 8 above the break in the quarter. Listen, I think try 2 or 3 of those are like great looks. However, you're going to give against a great offense. There's no taking away everything. So I think you're fine with the shot quality the Pacers were getting, at least in that area. And then the Knicks were also 1 of 5 from above the break threes. The only one they ended up making was the OG corner 3 from the right corner. So listen, I think you have to be relatively pleased, as you alluded to, in terms of like where the Knicks are right now. I'm pulling up the game stats here for the Knicks. It didn't seem like they imposed their will on the offensive boards. They only won so far. So, I mean, this was also a theme as the series moved along in the first round. Like the 76ers would do a good job, like games 3, 4, 5, and 6. But then as the game would move towards the second half, that's when the Knicks really started to impose their will on that specific area, because it's exhausting. If you think about the priority the Pacers are making, it's number one has to be the offensive rebounding. If it maybe Jalen Brunson's number one, but like offensive rebounding being like 1 or 2 in terms of like what you've been drilling in. So the effort level to do that, to box out, get a body on a man, is like peak right now. It's just hard to sustain that. So maybe the Knicks can start to make some headway in that area as the game moves along. But
that's a great point. Do you know of any studies or research looking at offensive rebound rates as the game goes on?
Quarter, I tweeted about it last year, just like asking the heavens, just because anyone know how to find this data, because I was it was during the Miami series or maybe Cleveland series. I was trying to find it because it was
Mariano.
One of those.
Let's go.
Mariano. I'm a Met fan, but he's like, he is like,
he's the GOAT, man. What can
he is, man. And even more than Jeter, I feel like the respect for him is like,
yeah, for sure,
elite, man. He's just
for sure
incredible. But yeah, I would love to know like how much it's like that in like dunks per quarter. Like I have a theory that you don't dunk as a team as much in the fourth quarter as you do in the first because of like fatigue and all that. But I can't obviously prove that. But that and offensive rebounding feel like things that'll go away quicker as your energy starts to deplete. So it seems like the Knicks, though, do a good job, or have at least in the series, like get better as an offensive rebounding unit. So we'll see if that can hold in this game.
Yep.
Pacers doing a good job to start.
Yeah, I that was really surprising to see that they only had one offensive rebound, but yeah, it didn't feel like they were doing too much on the boards. And interestingly, the Pacers had 2 transition fast break points as well, so the Pacers weren't even getting out and getting high percentage looks on the run.
Yep. David Crockett is asking what happened to Chris Childs. He'll pop up on an interview podcast every now and then. One of my low-key favorite Knicks of all time.
Yeah. All right, that's a deep one for Shepherd, and he drills it anyway. Jeez.
Off movement. Impressive.
Yeah, that's a tough shot.
Tibbs has had enough of the non-Jalen minutes at the scores table. So we're getting like a legitimate full court pressure here with the Knicks not having Brunson in the game. And this is just a tough ask for McBride against a really good on-ball defender. Gets it up cleanly. Now only 12 on the shot clock. You haven't really gotten into any action here.
Yeah, this is a dead possession.
It seems that way. See if OG can make something out of it.
Not good possession at all. And a foul there. So this is another theme, I think. By the way, Ben Shepherd, his last several games is 8 of his last 14 threes. So he's been shooting the lights out. This is another really important note, I think, here, where the Pacers bench, and we talked about at the top, they're deep, man, and their benches are not some scrubs. These guys can all score and produce off the bench. They all kind of know their role. They play their role really well. They're very unselfish. They pass up good shots for great shots, and they just do what they need to do. So there's no breaks here. This is a 48-minute game for the Knicks.
See, these OG, yeah, he's just struggling because he's not. This is not what he was doing in the 76er series, where it's just 2 dribbles into a pull up. Man, Isaiah Jackson has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's had an impact.
And that's the thing about the bench too, is like they're all like agile, athletic, and they can jump, and they all a little different. But McConnell and Jackson and Toppin, I mean, they just not only are they fresher, but they have this like bounce to them that is a lot. And Mitch is specifically struggling with the movement, and he's coming out of the game at this point. For Hartenstein, it looked like Mitch did something early in his rotation that he came up limping, but he
always
limping.
does it.
I know
you can never know.
I know, but he looks like even less.
Yeah,
like
I agree with you.
He less spry than his typical.
I agree with you. It's really tough with Mitch because he battled Embiid so well, and it's just I really felt like this was more of a Precious series than it is a Mitch series. So. Yeah. And they're running Precious at the 4. I don't know how this is going to help the offense, but we'll see.
It won't help the offense.
That's a tough shot. That's a super difficult shot.
I feel like we're like 5 minutes of Knicks just not being good on offense.
Yep.
Game time.
Yeah.
It really is not.
Yeah.
I feel like they were up like the first 4 or 5 minutes of the first quarter were good, and then I just haven't liked what I've been seeing here.
This defense is going to work, though.
It will, yes.
Good D, Josh. Oh my gosh. No way. They're gonna call a foul on Hartenstein. And Isaiah Jackson, man, is wreaking havoc right now.
Seriously.
This is a problem.
We talked about it's been mentioned like on both sides, but like who was gonna feel the shock of like the difference in the opponent. And it feels like 76ers had no one like Isaiah Jackson moving around. Like even Paul Reed, who's like decently agile as a backup big, like Isaiah Jackson is a different athlete. And it just seems like Hartenstein and Mitch just are having a lot of trouble managing his bounce right now. Like he's just a lot for them.
Yep. Absolutely. I thought Jackson was going to.
I thought he was timing that. Yeah, seemed like he was timing it.
Yeah, good finish by Brunson. All
Get back to Siakam. There you go.
Yeah, Rich says someone explain how the Knicks were getting out rebounded by this team. Isaiah Jackson is the explanation right now. He is a menace, and as he finishes again.
Wow.
Cannot sleep on this Pacers bench, man. 21 bench points to 1 for the Pacers. And this is going to be a series-long situation.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going away. We see Halliburton get back up. That's another long jumper.
Yep.
That's a far out one. I don't know about that shot. And an easy layup for McConnell. Timeout.
The Knicks are they're a step slow right now.
Big swing in the
Horns.
momentum.
Yep. So 2 screening, Hartenstein slip. There you go.
You got Devo.
Make the pass. Yeah, that was
so
a little late on it. Yeah.
So
very
slow.
Late.
Nice tip out. There we go. Move that ball.
That's deep.
Hey.
Woo! All right, OG.
Big shot from OG there.
Hart starts it with the tip out offensive rebound, and Hartenstein with a better, quicker pass to kind of get that possession going.
Yep.
So the Pacers kind of varying up their coverages. They've been in some deep drop. That time they basically got 2 to the ball on Brunson, who made the.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, made the pass to Hartenstein on that slip. A little late on the kick out to DiVincenzo in the left corner, but Hart does a good job of keeping it alive. It's the first time the Knicks have gotten any sort of benefit from their offensive rebounding. So maybe this can be the start of exerting their will a little bit on that end. But up until then, it just seems like the Pacers bench, their movement, their speed, their quickness was a little jarring for them. And it's been one of the things that coming into the series was looking to look for. And it felt like conventional wisdom was like the Pacers were going to be the ones to be jarred by how the Knicks play defense. But it felt like as soon as the Pacers got their bench in, things just got a little bit more frazzled, and Isaiah Jackson specifically and McConnell pressuring with the ball in his hands was enough to really put the Knicks on their heels a little bit, which is, listen, it's a first game. It's the first half of the first game in a potentially long series. You're going to get these moments where teams are going to have to adjust to the style of play, and especially coming off a hard-fought series, a 6-game series on both sides of the ledger. So David Crockett, not many point guards are quicker than Deuce, but TJ is. Yeah, I mean, McConnell has given Deuce problems. At least there was a game this year where, McBride just could not stay in front of him. McConnell is a very unique player because of like his style, the speed of which he goes 94 feet. And he wants to get to not necessarily all the way to the basket, but just into that short mid-range area, can stop on a dime. So he can get you going in one direction. And when you try to cut that off, like, he's excellent at planting and getting up and rising and getting a clean look at a mid-range or short mid-range shot, more specifically. Just a really tough cover. Obviously not a high minute per game guy because of how he plays. You have to like manage that on the Pacer side, but really tough. David Crockett. Yeah, I'm an Arizona guy. I wanted him post Elfrid as a backup. Yeah, would have been a good backup. Just a good player. And now let's see if the Knicks, after that possession where you get the offensive rebound, you get the basket, the OG deep 3 above the break, like, can that sort of kickstart you here a little bit more as we get some Stephon Marbury highlights? And Stephon Marbury, New York Knicks alum, legendary New York point guard. Interesting career with the Knicks, obviously, but I feel like time is going to look a little better. History will look a little better for him. Tough situation. Knicks were obviously not a model franchise when he came over, but just one of the elite change of pace guards, one of the fastest, strongest guard combinations that the league has ever seen, and a better shooter than I think is remembered. Like, just a fantastic shooter, elite push cross right to left. I mentioned his strength, like, just can go into a chest of biggest, strongest rim defenders in the league and go through them. Just awesome player. CBA legend. Is that the China Basketball League? No, Dennis?
You talking about Marbury?
Yeah. China Basketball League. Yeah. Put up some numbers over there. All right. So Halliburton back in.
So Isaiah Jackson's out the game. Thank goodness.
And this guy, we can get a body of him, maybe. Cover?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know about giving him open corner threes. I'm not sure about
fortunate to get a miss there.
Yeah.
These are the possessions where I just don't love, even though he's gotten a couple, and he gets a foul call. I think it's smart for Carlisle not to overreact to Brunson isolating and making tough mid-range shots. I feel like it's the smart decision, because the key is to like not get into rotation, not get two to the ball on the defensive side, and Brunson isolation is just should not be panic time for a defense.
100%.
Oh, he has made some awesome passes to Hartenstein, who unfortunately cannot finish.
What the hell,
man? Great
miss that.
I think Turner got a hand on it.
Good pass. Jesus.
I'm assuming there was a Turner block on that Hartenstein finish.
So Neesmith on Brunson now.
Mm-hmm. So Nimhart's got a couple of fouls, try to preserve him, I presume.
For sure. And Neesmith's going to pick up some fouls really quick. I don't know.
Very aggressive, and he gets two to the ball here.
Oh!
A knock away.
This offense is not looking good, DJ.
No, it's been... I've liked some of the passes out of the blitzes that they've shown. Like this one was just a great pass, but may have gotten a hand on his back on the contest, but it's just a fantastic block by Turner, and then gets the finish on the other end.
Yeah.
All right, Pacers 35-32, 6:50 to go here in the second quarter.
His own rebound.
It has not been... I feel like the Knicks have gone about 8 minutes here of just not being sharp on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Got a decent lead early in the game, but now the Pacers have built... That's an empty side finish.
Yeah, it was terrible defense by the Pacers.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like he was sending him baseline and there was no one else there.
There's no one else. And I think, I don't know if he was assuming there's maybe a middle screen or a screen to his left or his Neesmith's right coming, but Brunson just rejected.
Yeah, I get the rebound.
All right.
Huge rebound there with Brunson switched on to Turner. Oh, they're so lucky that Toppin wasn't paying attention. All right, so Halliburton get in and go. Let's see what happens here. They're looking for something early, and they'll take that. Man, they're so fortunate that Halliburton can't shoot right now, because this
finish.
And won. Josh Hart has been amazing in this game.
Yeah, he's been I think he's been their best player.
Yeah.
To start. The Halliburton shooting is, you don't know how much of it is by design to give him the looks because of like how inconsistent he's been on the area, but you would think that he's going to start regressing back to the mean a little bit, but it's been a minute.
So. It's been a while.
High functioning 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
And I had the stat. He's 6 for 22 shooting out of pull-up threes in pick and roll situations. So
wow.
In the playoffs specifically, small sample size, but just speaks to that. And here he probably had a chance to pull that, and he gets a better look for his teammate, and Turner cashes a wide open three above the break.
You just can't bring him attention. You gotta. If he's gonna beat you offensively, then he's just gonna beat you offensively. Like, I'm living with that right now. He doesn't have it, and he knows it. And if you're basically giving him a break, if you're bringing two to him, he's so happy when he sees that. Oh, and one.
Just an incredible change of pace right there. I mean, let's see. We're going to replay on this. So in and out.
Oh, behind the back.
Quick back to the other side behind the back. Neesmith did well just to stay on his feet. Wow.
Yeah, that guy is so freaking explosive in small windows.
Yeah. So he's got 16 points on 10 shots. So pretty good efficiency. I mean, if on the Pacers side, I agree with how they're handling him in terms of they're not sending help. They're not really playing. It doesn't seem like they are having guys sag off Josh Hart just to provide some sort of wall at the mid-range area to prevent some of the Brunson's drives. Like they're playing pretty straight up. The pistol keep
Good
by
defense.
McConnell and good D by
he got it back. He called timeout.
I got a timeout by Tibbs.
Wow.
They gave it to Tibbs.
Yeah, great defense by DiVincenzo there.
Yeah, it's a tough when the Brunson will do that where you think the handoff is coming, you keep it, and usually you can get a layup on there. And DiVincenzo with the second block to start the game.
Yep.
Take notes, Nick Nurse, Nemo says. Yeah, Nurse had I think it was game 5 maybe, where he got a very demonstrative timeout where he was basically on the court where it seemed like he was making a point there in that game. But
100%.
Yeah, so let's just see where we are shooting wise. I feel like the Pacers have made a couple of threes. Yeah, they made, so since we last talked about the Pacers shooting above the break, they made a couple. So now 4 for 11 in that area. So Turner made 1. I'm trying to think who was the other one.
Was it the Shepherd 3 or was that from before?
I think it was before. In any event, they are getting a couple of looks to go. I mean, the Turner one, to your point, was where, Halliburton, he's getting penetration off the screen, the separation, but I don't think he got into the paint and sort of extended the play out to his right and then just swung it back to Turner, who was popping above the 3-point line. So yeah, to your point, I feel like you make Halliburton a score, especially in a mid-range area where, it's not like a high comfort zone, especially with bodies around him. So I am with you in terms of making him a scorer and seeing if he scores 35 and they win and he makes 7 threes, tip your cap. But
I would take the L if he's going to suddenly turn back the clock to, 50 games ago and then okay. You couldn't have seen that coming. But I'm not losing to just, wide open Miles Turner threes that I know are going in. I'm not comfortable living with that.
And they have been going in for him.
He's in. Everyone's saying, so DJ, we got Rich, Nemo, Alex in the YouTube chat. Everyone's saying that we need to see Precious at the 5 some. Yeah. What are the disadvantages there that potentially Tibbs could be worried about with going to Precious at the 5 in this?
Well, if I'm thinking how does Tibbs view things, one, you're going to lose rim protection like at the rim. And I'll go back to where I don't think that should be as big a concern. And then so you lose the rim protection factor, which is real. It's a legitimate difference there. And then 2, Precious he's a good offensive rebounder at the center position. I don't think he's great at it, and Mitch is the best in the NBA when he's right. So those are the 2 things. Now, I've been fascinated by the Precious at the 5 minutes in the series because of what he could do as a switch defender. It's probably, if of all the pick and roll coverages, it's probably the one that can take the Pacers out of their offense the most effectively when you have a big that can switch onto Halliburton and live with whatever Turner can do. Is if he's going to walk you into the post and score 15 times as a post player, then you're again, that's one of those where you probably live with the outcome on that. I think Precious, I don't love him at the 4 for all the reasons space wise, but I feel like he can really have a good series as a 5. I feel like this would be his series that he can perform.
Yep. I totally agree.
Go to it. Yeah.
Oh no, Josh traveled there
and then dragged a pivot. So you would also give Precious a look there.
Yeah, this was something I said before the series. I just feel like it's a really good series for Precious. They're not going to beat you inside. Turner's not doing any post ups. They're not really going to battle you on the boards unless Isaiah Jackson is out there. Honestly, they want to do everything on the perimeter and offensive foul. Nice. They want to do everything on the perimeter, and Precious is going to be able to switch on to Halliburton. He's going to be able to, stunt and recover. He just really works as an antidote to what they want to do. He fits like a glove for me at the 5. Yeah. And OG Precious lineups, I think, would do really, really well against this team in particular.
Yes, 100%. And that I would love to see that pairing in the series, especially if Mitch is just not able to move with these guys, which, first rotation of the game for him. So who knows if he can figure it out, but it was not a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Hartenstein's gonna have to shoot this. Nope.
Hands a grenade to Josh. Almost made it.
Somehow.
Oh, I thought Pascal wasn't really paying attention. Don't foul here, Josh. Oh,
great slip.
Wow, that was really good from the Pacers there. Man, I the Knicks need to win this game. I don't think you. I mean, they'll be okay if they go down. They're the better team, so they'll be okay if they go down 0-1. But
then it's at least a 6-game series, likely.
At least, yeah.
And then maybe probably a 7-game.
Mm-hmm.
Nice finish by DiVincenzo, who had struggled finishing at the basket in this game, but gets in that little floater range.
Wow, he just had his way with OG there. That was surprising. Brunson draws a foul there in the backcourt from TJ. So I know the Knicks obviously are missing Randall, but I don't know. Embiid was really, really weakened early, especially early in the series. This, Halliburton doesn't look right to me. I don't really have anything to support that other than, watching him play all season.
Yeah,
I just feel like this is a series they should be able to. I'm just surprised that it's close right now with Halliburton playing how he is.
I guess, yeah, but
good finish, OG.
Really good finish, OG. It was a more decisive move than trying to just pound his way brute force into the basket.
Exactly. More Miles Turner open threes, and they dodged a bullet there. I don't think I want to live with that. What do you think? Do you think that that's okay?
I need to remember that he's gotten so much better because I have this bias that he is not a poor shooter, but just more of an inconsistent one. He hasn't been that in a while.
Yeah.
So no, I think you have to be a little.
Woo!
That is an awesome finish by DiVincenzo.
Dante.
Euro, other side finish, lefty. Awesome move. And we're tied at 44.
That was Delaware Jordan right there.
Yeah, it was. Listen, it's Halliburton getting you into rotation, so Turner gets to sort of attack a moving defender versus a stationary one, and got into the chest of Hartenstein.
And the good thing about Shepherd is he's going to either shoot it or he's going to move it. He's nice. I don't know why McConnell went down there, but
I think he got his feet tangled.
Oh, okay.
With Brunson.
Is McConnell this shifty? Guys can't stay in front of him.
I don't know. When he gets ahead of steam, and he's so. He doesn't have the flashiest moves, but he's very efficient with how he handles. It's just one in and out dribble, one crossover, and just.
Yeah,
he has the luxury. Sorry, real quick. He has the luxury of not having to get all the way to the basket like Brunson does because he's such a good short mid range shooter.
For sure. Definitely a lower volume than Brunson, but more efficient than Brunson from the mid range. And Siakam is having his way with OG a couple times, getting really deep position down there. That one before he got the ball, the other one after he had the ball.
Yeah,
that's OG, a little concerning to me.
It is, and that one is you seal him. It's more of an effort play to get down court, and we get a turnover and a 2-on-1.
Yeah, this is.
It looked like to me, Hart looked back why is no one getting back on defense? And Hartenstein's got his hands on his knees.
Another good finish by Dante. Oh my God!
Spoke too soon. You did the Nick Young. You started celebrating before the ball went in.
I did. Oh my! But this is that's the third Nick shot that's been in and out.
Yeah, he was right at the basket. They look a little tired to me. OG specifically.
Yes.
They just look gassed. Everyone's got their hands on their knees. This is a tired team.
TJ's he blew the layup, but he's blowing by everyone in front of him.
Yeah.
Deuce, Brunson, Dante, no one's staying in front.
Josh Hart just let out an "Oh my effing God" in the referee's face. Did not get teed up somehow. I like the restraint.
He has the rapport.
He does.
Open Brunson 3.
I don't know if I see, again, I'm in my head about this fatigue thing. Just like watch it with me. Do the Knicks look
Oh, I'm with
like a
you.
tired team?
I'm with you.
All right, good. I don't know if
totally
I'm just
with
like
you.
trying to.
Yeah. I mean, we could both be biased from knowing they played so much, but it looks like it. And now if Halliburton's hitting that, then this becomes a real problem. Oh! 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 I had no expectations.
The man that doesn't
in.
shoot jumpers just made a half-court shot.
Oh, what a weird momentum breaker that was. Huge 3-quarter. Like, what is that? Between 3/4 and half court. Cash from Hartenstein. Wow. Big shot from Hartenstein. Knicks were losing momentum. Now it is 55-49 at halftime. The Pacers up by 6. Pacers really dominated them in the second quarter, and that was a huge 3. Unexpected gift points from Hartenstein to keep the Knicks close. That may pay off later down the line. Remember those 3 points, guys. Remember those 3 points.
Yeah, so Pacers outscored the Knicks 31-22 in the second quarter. It felt like at least the last like 3-4 minutes of that quarter, like the Pacers were moving at a different speed. I thought Anunoby, especially on those Siakam post-ups, just didn't have the necessary energy, force, anything just sort of to withstand those Siakam post-ups. Siakam got easy looks basically out of those. Pacers have a 27-1 edge in the bench point game. See, right now, 27-1. And I know the Sixers had huge edges in their series, so obviously it's how the teams are built right now. But also, Pacers have 8 second chance points. Knicks only have 3. So I thought the Knicks had a good start to this game, but despite that last second heave by Hartenstein, I thought the Pacers exerted their will more than the Knicks did in terms of like the pace, the ability to extend their rotation and get advantages based on that, and start to make more threes as the half moved along there. I thought the Pacers, I think you have to be really pleased on the Pacers side with what you saw there, basically.
Definitely have to be pleased on the Pacers side. I to your point about the fatigue factor and all of that, just kind of looking at the minutes, Siakam and Halliburton each played 17 minutes, Turner 16. Nobody else, McConnell played 16 minutes off the bench. Nobody else over 13 for the Pacers. The Knicks, 24 from Josh Hart, obviously played the entire half. 22, 21, 20, 20 for their starters, and the bench played 4, 4, and 5. So big difference, not only in the bench scoring, but just the dispersion of minutes around to the players. And, I think those things matter. And I think that the depth is a factor. I think that people tend to assume in the playoffs depth doesn't really matter because you're going to play your best players more. And I think that that's definitely true to an extent, but also it does matter if you're able to get your best players a breather and not lose so much of traction while they're off the court. That's really important. And the Pacers are going to be able to do that. The Knicks are not going to be able to do that. We know that. Do you think we see any Alec Burks, or you think he's running with this 8 and this is what we're going to see?
It's a great question. I think I'd have to say no based on no first half minutes. And I think he lost trust in. I thought he lost trust in Burks months ago, and it's just not going to come back. And I think if look at it from the head coach, any head coach in the playoffs, you're just the whole thing about play 8, trust 7, that whole mantra. I think there is something to that. Like coaches are going to lean on the guys they trust. Mm-hmm. Tibbs probably is the poster child for that mantra. I think they feel like that's a big thing for him. So I would assume no, but I thought the Knicks looked gassed in the second quarter for most of it. And that's a problem in game 1 of a potential long series. And it was probably and I agree with you, the Pacers depth And the quality of that depth was probably the biggest concern I had coming into that. And I didn't foresee this being as big an issue, but it wasn't just like how good they are as basketball players, like shooting and passing and dribbling. It was how quick and fast and explosive some of these guys are. Like it was jarring to see it. And I can only imagine if you're Josh Hart or Brunson or DiVincenzo and you've already played like a full rotation and you're in the second quarter or late in the first, and you got TJ McConnell and Isaiah Jackson to deal with. And Mitch, I mean, he was coming off the bench too, but just looked like he couldn't keep up with whatever Jackson was bringing to the game. And McConnell many times just got all the way to the basket. I think he missed a couple of layups, but the process of like what he was doing was, I thought, very sound, and it was a lot to handle. And then just on the Knicks offensive side of the ball, Brunson has his 18 points on 12 shots. So it's, good efficiency, but he's only taken 2 threes, hasn't made one, and he's got 2 assists. And to me, in the Sixer series, when he was able to balance the scoring for himself and the passing, is where the Knicks really became a quality offensive team, not just a Jalen Brunson scoring 40 off team. So he's got to find the balance. Now, part of that is the Pacers have not, other than a few blitzes here and there, they really haven't put 2 on the ball. Like I can't recall like Brunson there was a couple plays where he was surrounded and blitzed and he got out to Hartenstein, but I think primarily the Pacers have played him straight up, especially when he's been in isolation. And I think the assist total speaks to that a little bit. Like the Knicks as a team, how many assists do they have? They have only 7 to 15 of the Pacers. Now they're not going to win the assist battle, but it can't be that big a gap, because I think that is speaking to the quality of shots and what the Pacers are doing, just exceeds what the Knicks are doing right now on the offensive end. So this is not a panic halftime discussion, but I'm at least concerned about how the Knicks are going to handle this with how many players are going to be playing.
Yep. It's a big question. It's a big factor. It's a puzzle to figure out. And I don't really have great answers. I just, because you know DJ and our audience knows I've been anti-Precious at the 4, since it was invented. I like my space, and that's
Tibbs the mad scientist inventing Precious at the 4.
He was definitely in a lab inventing that. It's not an organic discovery. It was an invention chemically. And to be honest, it's only viable to the extent that they completely crush the Pacers on the boards, and they didn't do it. They have 2 offensive rebounds. And so if they're not going to crush the Pacers on the boards, then that's not going to work. And what do they go to when the offensive rebounding is not working? It's been my concern since last year before the playoffs started. That concern was assuaged a bit by them completely dominating Cleveland on the offensive rebounds. I said, oh, maybe this does translate to the playoffs. Maybe this is viable. Maybe this is sustainable. Maybe this is a way to just generate offense, even if you're not going to shoot efficiently. Didn't really carry over to Miami as much in the first round of the playoffs. Here, we saw the Knicks dominated on the offensive boards. Here, they're not doing it so far. Obviously, it's one half of basketball in one single game. Not extrapolating on that sample size, but it is like something I'm watching out for. And if the Knicks are not going to be able to crush the Pacers on the boards, who are not a good defensive rebounding team, I don't know what their other route to getting efficient offense is going to be. And that's my big concern, especially with the fatigue factor that you kind of just chronicled.
I agree with you. One more thing, and then actually I have to go walk my dog. Do you mind if I take
good. Yeah.
Thank you. So I think the Knicks will, as I mentioned earlier in the playback, the Knicks sometimes, do need to sort of work their way into the offensive rebound domination game. Maybe that this is in the second half they can do that. It's just the fatigue things that seemingly were present there gives me a little more pause, but I feel like the Knicks will figure out a way to get some offensive rebounds and get some maybe 3-point looks out of those offensive rebounds, clean looks. But listen, maybe you just have to go with Burks as the last thing I'll say before I run for a second. You have to figure out a way to play him 10 minutes just to give some of these guys a rest. And just see where it goes. Maybe he shoots you. He makes 2 threes, and Tibbs looks like a genius. But I think something has to give there on the rotation front. But with that, I will just be back momentarily, and we'll kick off the second half.
Take your time, man.
Thank you.
So yeah, Rise, and to your point, into what DJ was just talking about Rise saying in the chat, but in the playback chat, that Ben Shepherd can play 20 minutes in the playoffs, but we declare Burks unplayable. Sometimes you have to play a lesser guy to give your better guys rest. I totally think Burks can play, and I think that Burks could always play. My big concern about Burks was the role that he was being deployed in. He was being deployed as a creator. It was like, okay, when Brunson's off the court, now we can run the offense through Alec Burks. I don't know where that idea came from, to be honest. Like it hasn't worked in the past. It doesn't work. That's not his skill set. He makes bad decisions. He doesn't get all the way to the rim, and his mid-range shots are not good, especially when they're being contested. He just doesn't get separation. And so he is a spot up shooter. If you played him in the Ben Shepherd role, it'd be fine. He could play 10 minutes per game, 12 minutes per game. The problem is he has to have the ball in his hands. And I'm not sure why for the coaching staff, it's either he is in that role or he can't play. To me, you find that you split the difference. He's not a primary creator. He's not an initiator. But he can play. He can hit open shots. Alec Burks is going to hit open threes. The guy is, I don't even know what his career 3-point percentage is. I'm pretty sure it's 40% plus. He's going to make open threes. He just can't have the ball in his hands and try to dance with it. That's not his skill set. So to me, you deploy the players in the role that is best suited for their skill set. And that's what Carlisle is doing with Ben Shepherd. And I know he hasn't shot well across the entire season, but Ben Shepherd's a really good shooter. He's a good shooter, and I just feel like they know that independent of his kind of early season performance. We see young players oftentimes, not be able to get their feet under them. We've seen Deuce McBride be a terrible shooter early in his career, and look at him now. We know he's a really good shooter. So, Carlo just kind of has that belief in his shooting and in his general skill. So, and it's paying off here. But I think to me, the big key is the rebounding. I know the Knicks are tired. I know the Knicks are gassed. Like Dial Square, you shared Benji Ridholt's tweet out there saying that the Knicks are really gassed. And I agree that they are. DJ and I both talked about it, but they're going to have to get rebounds. And if that's your model for how you generate offense, you live and die with it. I don't think you can go to something else, not in this game. So they're going to have to figure out a way to do it. And I don't think the way to do it is to go to Precious at the 4 or anything like that. They're just going to have to box out. And who said it? Nemo says, rebound harder, push through the pain. It's funny because it sounds kind of absurd, but it's actually, that might be the situation at hand. Like, you got to get the rebounds. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And I think the cool thing about Precious Achiuwa is when he joined the Knicks, the way that they deployed him was essentially, I feel like, I imagine this in my head, but I imagine like Tibbs just bringing him into the office and being like, listen, Precious, this is what we need you to do. We know you haven't worked out in your other locations. You've been a hit or miss. You've had good impact, bad impact. We need you to get every rebound. I don't care what else you do. I don't care what else happens. Play defense, get every single rebound, go get the ball for me. And Precious went out and did that. And he did that aggressively. And he did that for about 2 weeks at an elite level. And it kept the Knicks afloat despite their injuries. And that's what we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see something like that. If Mitch can't do it, Precious has to come in there and he has to fight guys like Isaiah Jackson off the boards. And he has to get those rebounds. It's really their only means to kind of dominate the Pacers. If not, I don't really see the other option. What else do we have going on here in the chat? How you guys doing? How you guys feeling? Are people concerned? Are people feeling like, it's one quarter, no big deal? People worried? Taking a look at YouTube chat now. Saying Mitch is banged up. McConnell gave everyone problems. Best Hellboy is nervous. I'm nervous too. I'm always nervous watching these freaking games. Nemo's waiting for the beginning of the second half before freaking out. That's even tempered of you. Let's see what else we say. Dante needs to hit open shots. McConnell is a problem. Like, there's no way around it. McConnell is a problem. in transition, he is able to kind of have his way because maybe these guys aren't tired, but I've seen McConnell do this basically the entire season. He's a 6th man of the year candidate, or should have been, along with Obi Toppin. Both of those guys have been great 6 men across the league, especially offensively. And yeah, the Pacers are a good team. David Crockett, the Pacers are a good team. It's just the reality. I think people came into the series saying this is easy money. We're gonna blow these guys away, and it's just not the reality of the series. And hopefully I'm saying this prematurely, and then we can clip this, and then the Knicks come back and destroy them in this game and sweep the series. And it says, what are you talking about, XJ? You said it wasn't gonna be that easy, but I don't anticipate it. How's the dog, DJ?
Dog's good. It's always like she's a Shih Tzu, and sometimes it's like 2 minutes to do her business, and sometimes it's 20. So I never know until I'm out there. So I'm always stressed out, and I feel like I stress her out when she doesn't go fast enough, and it just. So I made sure to just be very calm and just let her go, and it was quick. So I'm happy.
Perfect. Yeah, you gotta psych her out. Like, yeah, we're chilling. We got all the time in the world. Take your time. We're good. She's like, exactly. Okay, cool.
You have dogs, cats, anything going on there?
I have a dog. Yeah, I have a dog. He is a husky pit bull mix. Super cute, super smart, super anxious. He's about 65 pounds. Yeah, he
65. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big guy. So, he's great though. He was barking earlier. That's why I left, seeing what's going on. He's into alert barking. So,
gotcha.
How old otherwise, he's great. He's about 4. He just turned 4 recently. Yeah, great guy. He's a great guy. Noah Dennis says 12 threes attempted per half is not enough, especially when some of them were end of clock heaves. Yeah. I don't have a really good answer for the reason why the Knicks weren't able to get threes, aside from that they're just playing more so one-on-one defense. Seems to me that the Pacers are willing to just say what we were saying they should do with the Knicks should do with Halliburton, with Brunson, which is just, okay, if you're going to beat us with mid-range shots and you're going to score, 45 points, 50 points on 2 at a time, then do it. And if they're going to do that, they're not going to give up threes. So that's the reason why, to me. I'm not sure if you're seeing anything different, DJ. That's kind of what I was noticing.
Yeah, that's a big one. 100%. If you're not in rotation and you're not creating advantages, then it's really hard to generate open threes, especially when Jalen Brunson hasn't been like a dynamic pull-up shooter or a step back 3-point shooter for a bit now. Like it's still like a part of his game, and he's a threat, but not like a super high volume 3-point shooter creating for himself. So, and then I don't think they got more than maybe one look out of the fast break, which is another way you can sort of generate it from there.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good point. All right. That's a deep one for Miles.
That was a little deeper. I was going to say that's probably
like
a little foot deeper than your.
He's got to be tippy-toeing that line from the top. Wide open, Devo. Yes.
See, speaking of that, the Hartenstein dive creates the advantage, and then you play out of it. OG almost had the 3 or the steal. Yeah, Siakam 3.
You can tell I don't know about you, but I feel like it illustrates the lack of confidence when he's kind of like tilting his head to the side. Like, did I get that on? Is that online?
Yeah.
But he still hit it.
He did.
Oh, nice. Okay, they're collapsing the defense now.
Now we are. Yep.
And an easy finish from. Oh my God! I gotta stop fucking saying that. Jesus Christ.
I mean, that was even easier than DiVincenzo's look, I feel like.
Yeah. Good pass. There we go. I'm gonna wait till it comes through the net before I say anything ever again.
And see if OG holds up later with a little more freshness.
Good D.
Nice. That's a shot you're okay with, probably.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. He can make those sometimes, but
yeah,
you live with it. How many battles do you think those guys had in practice?
Oh, a ton, I'm sure. If I don't kill you as much because they're going out of bounds, you're probably okay with it, right?
I didn't hear the beginning. You were a little underwater. I think
Better now?
Yeah, better now. Yep.
Yeah, so those bad passes of his tend to go out of bounds on those backdoor cuts. So it's like the risk is probably not as great because you don't get the immediate advantage on the for
That's a good point.
fast break.
That's a good point. Yep.
Now, it's still bad because you're not getting a shot on goal, but
yeah,
you gotta manufacture offense that's not just a Jalen Brunson self-created look.
All right.
It's good transition, D.
Yeah, that's really good defense. There was nothing there. Nice corner. Okay, so it does. Okay, there we go. Nice. Got to get those boards, guys. We got to get those rebounds.
Yeah, maybe start to get an advantage on that area. Part what I remember is not a comfortable shooter from the right corner.
DJ, just real quick, when you I think when you hit mute and you come off mute, you go underwater for about 5 seconds. That was happening to me like so many times, and then Andrew was like, "That's what
I haven't touched the mute button in a bit.
Oh,
let me unplug and go and plug back in, and then I'll come back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Jessica, only down 4. This is, with right at the beginning of the second half, tremendous what we're seeing so far. Getting those offensive rebounds is huge. And it's what they're going to need to do. It's the key that we talked about. That's good, D. Josh really pushing it. Can you talk, DJ? I think your mic got.
Is it better now?
You need to change your mic to your connected one. Now it's back to underwater for a little bit, but just give it a second though.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
There we go. Loud and clear.
All right. Yeah, I love better start for the Knicks here offensively.
Much better.
Really good.
I was gonna say I love when Stan Van Gundy covers the Knicks because he always talks about how Josh Hart is Giannis and it's LeBron, it's Giannis, and it's Josh Hart in transition. That's his.
It's a little aggressive.
Yeah, like all right, Stan. It's a interesting ranking you got there. Too much help on Halliburton again. He's not gonna dice you up like the old days, man. Gotta live with it. You can't be giving up dunks. It's weird. So nice take by Hart. How Nembhard plays that with his hand kind of preventing that drop off pass or that pocket pass to Hartenstein. He's really good at that. Like it's like textbook.
Yeah, it's a subtle thing, but he's awesome at it.
Mm-hmm. I like them attacking the basket now. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Expose their. I mean, Turner is known to be a decent rim protector. I think he was better earlier in his career, but I think his kind of ranking among the defensive rim protectors has gone down. So I'm okay with just kind of attacking him.
All right, Knicks free throws have been good, right? I feel like they've gotten to line a little bit here.
13 out of 15.
Yeah, better than I even thought. That's awesome.
Keeping them where they are in the game.
Yes. Woo!
We got Dante. Yes. Tie game, baby. 62-62. 8 minutes left in this third quarter. We got Marbury hyped up on the side. Let's go.
Man, Hartenstein, he doesn't get the block, but just getting his body in the way probably helped force that miss. And then DiVincenzo sneaks in a right-handed dunk. Always an adventure when he goes to the right-handed dunk finish, but really good start to this quarter for the Knicks. Now, this is going to sound pessimistic, but as Noah Dennis just points out, the energy has picked up, but you're coming off a halftime. Now just track how it sustains. That's all. A, are we going to get any Alec Burks minutes? And then B, even if we do, like, how is the energy and this pace that the Knicks are playing and the crispness, how does this sustain through entire quarters here? Because I thought they started fine in the energy department, and then as soon as the Pacers brought in their reserves, it really became a problem. So great start, but let's see how the Knicks can maintain.
Totally agree. That is a great point. We're gonna have to buy these guys some time. I think it's just necessary. I don't think, because obviously I think they did pretty well against the same unit in the first quarter, right? Like the Knicks came out gunning against this unit in the first quarter. They looked really good, looked like smooth sailing. Carlisle went to his bench, put TJ and Obi in the game, and things changed really quickly. So
well, here to your point, I mean the Halliburton, Siakam, Turner, Nesmith, Nembhard, they're -8 in this game right now with an 89 offensive rating. Now the Knicks starters are obviously they're +8 here, 54 to 46. They've outscored the Pacers. So the Knicks starters have been excellent. It's just the problem becomes like, all right, they brought Mitch in the game. He was immediately exposed athletically. And then McBride, I feel like he didn't have a great run there to start his first rotation. So more the same, to your point about the Knicks starters playing well to start this third quarter, like they did to start the first quarter. We'll see how they can counter what is going to be, an interesting early narrative for me. And I think you as well, in terms of like, how are they adjusting to the difference pace, and the Pacers starters obviously play fast, but the bench just feels like they move differently. And it was jarring to see at the beginning of this game. And I am very curious to see how it happens in this third quarter.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how things go, what the adjustment is, what Carlisle is going to. Typically, Carlisle is not coming back out with the same five when he goes to the early timeout. So I can imagine seeing Isaiah Jackson in there right away, honestly, because they just got hurt on the boards, and Jackson made a huge difference there. So I could see that happening. AB says, hate this pick and roll defense, Turner getting whatever he wants. Nemo wants to know what we think about it. What are you thinking about, like, as far as both the pick and roll, the pick and pop that we're seeing with Turner? A lot of attention being paid to Halliburton.
Yeah, a lot of attention to Halliburton. I felt like there's been a few occasions where the backline help has not been early enough to where if you're going to put two to the ball and Turner is going to roll and get behind the center, then you need to have like the rotation on the backside to be on point. It hasn't been. And then just the Turner pops have been, I feel like they've gotten lucky on a few of the misses, even like just haven't really been necessary.
Yep.
So I think we're in agreement in terms of like what the Knicks are doing, the attention to Halliburton. Not sure how we got that cross match with Anunoby on Turner, but good job by Turner to shoot over the top.
He can do that.
He can. He's up to 13 points on 12 shots.
All right, we got an OG
Anunoby
screening. Yeah. Good pass from OG. Yes, got that floater to go.
Right.
Really nice pass from OG.
Really good. He actually showed a little bit in January, like some nice interior passing that just I don't think has been like consistent.
Oh, you can't foul him there.
No, and the Knicks played it straight up.
They did. They did. They seemed to change the coverage.
Yeah.
And Dante got bullied down there.
They're calling it on the floor? Oh, yeah. He kind of pump faked a little bit, hesitated.
Let's see. Yeah, he did. He was holding the ball. He was regathering it.
Yeah, it's
then
close,
but he went up.
Good call.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's how they want to play it. Dante was just coming around the screen, was trailing the screen, and then just was behind Halliburton, and there was nothing. There was no help there. That I'm not sure about that one. As Turner misses a three.
Back up.
Oh, he had Dante for a split second. Why is he trying to split? Bad decision from Dante there. He tries to split Halliburton and Turner, and Hartenstein is there also still clogging it up.
Oh, no foul.
Did anybody touch him?
I don't think so.
No challenge.
Interesting. Tibbs has used his challenge pretty early on calls that have been pretty clear cut, but holding back on it. And he's rewarded. He had a miss.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see any contact there. That was
I
strange.
didn't see it either. No, I don't get the stepping behind. I know it's always how he shot, but why aren't you up at the line? Why are you 6 inches behind it?
I never understand that.
That's what you get.
Yeah, good for you. Get
All
closer
right.
to the
Auto
freaking
lie.
basket. Yeah.
That's right, Nemo.
All right. Let's see what we got.
All right,
We got a
let's
guard
get a
screen
lead here.
Oh, we're going Halliburton.
Oh,
What? Unnecessary.
it's 2 turnovers in a row for Dante. Well, look at Tibbs with a thick beard. That's got some color to it too. I think he's got that little color job on that. You see
He
that?
went to Clyde. He went to the
that,
Just for Men.
that was like Just for Men. Thank you, Grinding for Good. That was like an amber brown there.
It was. It was. It's hard to imagine Tibbs doesn't have grays. Like that's,
No, he's got
you're not-
right with the amount of work. Like
you're not gonna
the
get me to
stress,
believe that. Yeah.
all the stress. So Walt Clyde Frazier was a Just for Men spokesman for years.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Yeah, I remember those commercials as a kid.
Yeah. Him and Keith Hernandez, I think, was the other.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mythic says rough divorce game, man.
Yeah,
I agree.
Oh, Devo.
Yeah, no, I knew it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good finish.
Wow.
Beautiful finish. Okay. They got Obi back in the game. The rest of the 4 are still there. So Obi's in for Siakam. Good D? Good D?
No, we got
Oh,
the
no.
switch, though. That's
Okay, Miles Turner is becoming a problem. He's getting open into space constantly. He's missed a bunch of threes that he normally makes, and they've dodged a bullet on that. But anytime he's inside the 3-point line, he's been a problem for the Knicks this entire game. Ooh. Halliburton's just like, you got it. Challenge?
Was there not body on body? It seemed like a pretty clear foul on Brunson.
That's a foul. That's a bizarre challenge considering they didn't challenge the other one.
Let's see. Now, is there a verticality thing they're arguing? Let's see if he goes. No, it seemed like he was going. Now he got the ball clean.
Is it? They're saying he got the ball, but no.
But there was there body contact on that angle. It looked. You know what? It's a clear cut though.
Yeah, they're not going to. They're not going to change that. Yeah. They're going for marginal, as Nemo is saying that they want it to be deemed marginal contact, and the fact that he got all ball up top, but I don't think it's a strong enough case. I would be surprised. I obviously hope I'm wrong, but I'd be very surprised. Yeah, I don't know.
I've been wrong so many times on these, so I will reserve judgment a little bit on that challenge, but it didn't seem like there was a lot there to overturn.
Shout out David Smith in the YouTube chat. David Smith is back, all caps. Lots of complaints about various things that the Knicks are doing and have done. So appreciate you. Hat tip to David Smith. I'm glad you're back, sir. Haven't seen you in the chat in a little while.
Shout out David Smith. All right. So Knicks they're 6 of 8 in the quarter. So they've won the quarter so far 17-11. 6 assists on the 8 made field goals. So we both talked about some of the isolation ball and like the fact that they're not spraying it out. So that's been important. So that's solid there. And they've gotten 2. Oh. Great challenge.
Wow.
That's what he does.
Oh,
Amber
my
Beard Tibbs, man.
gosh.
This is awesome challenge.
That's
Not only do they win the
hilarious.
chat, they get the ball too. I mean, that's just fantastic.
We were consensus in the chat, the two of us. I had Jeff text me, "What is this challenge?" Like, we're all in lockstep. What is going on here? Tibbs wins the challenge. Let's go.
Yeah, I need to remember that it's the contact after the ball is already blocked that they just will allow a little bit. They'll allow it.
I knew that. I thought that the body contact came before
Simultaneous.
the block. Yeah,
Yeah.
or simultaneous. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I if I would have saw the block first and then the body, I would have said, yeah, that's a good challenge. But apparently, that's how they deemed it. That's amazing. Awesome. Who's the challenge master on the bench there?
That's a good question. I know his face. I don't know who it is actually, but
Yeah.
he's been good. He's been on his game in the
He's been
postseason.
killing it.
That is like, talk about pressure.
Seriously, you get that wrong? Wait, why are they showing this again?
Let's also talk about like Jalen Brunson just blocked Miles Turner at the rim, basically. Looking like Nate Robinson blocking Yao Ming a little bit.
Good call.
What a-
Good callback. Slightly different disparity in height,
A
but
little bit. Not a ton, though.
not a ton. Not a ton. All right, let's not get a 5-second violation after that.
All right.
Jeez. Oh, thanks, Rich. They were showing we saw the in-stadium feed. They were showing it for the TV broadcast. Got you. All right. Man, Nembhard is good in those passing lanes. All the way to the rim, Devo. Knicks take the lead, 68-66.
Awesome. Now 19-11 here in the third.
The Garden's getting into it.
They get another switch. Brunson got picked off and had a switch on to Turner.
Turner has been a problem for them.
I think it was Nembhard who screened Brunson and just lit him up, and Brunson had to switch back onto Turner.
Oh, good crossover. And he gets all the way to the basket and smokes it.
Tough angle.
Very tough angle. Yeah, Nemo, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I definitely did think Turner would be an issue, and I said Isaiah Jackson could get some burn here, but and I'm not gonna go on a soapbox, obviously, in the middle of the game, but this is a reason why I wasn't in love with the Siakam trade. They have a lot of talent at their big position. Dante gets an open corner three, bang! Let's go.
All of a sudden, Knicks getting open threes.
Yes, definitely a bang right there. Oh, good contest from OG.
It was.
Okay, this is danger time for the Pacers.
Oh, I thought he had a chance to pull that.
Come on, Hart.
Okay.
Hartenstein. Yes! Let's go! 73-68. Knicks up by 5. Hart coming up a little limpy, but we know he's going to play anyway.
All right, Knicks switching a lot of these
I love that switch.
off-ball screens. Yeah,
I loved it with Obi and Halliburton as Nembhard. It's a
they just
mid-range
left them.
too. Yeah.
They
All
really test your ability to communicate everything. So it's like Knicks, and the Knicks don't switch a lot. So you are asking the Knicks defense to perform a strategy that is not their accustomed. Good finish. Oh, there I blew that one.
That was on you.
That was.
It's all right. I have 3 of them, so. Oh, they got to let Obi get out. Obi getting rained down boos from MSG.
Heartless. Yeah, Obi like sprinting is still like one of the more amazing things to watch.
Yeah,
has to be like one of the
gazelle.
10 fastest players in the league.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. 73-72. Knicks have taken back their lead. The Pacers cut back into it. 3.5 minutes about left in the third quarter. This is a tough game, man. This is tough. The Knicks have shown a lot of heart in this third quarter, retaking the lead. Team that found a couple things that are working. What are you seeing, DJ?
Well, I mean, Brunson's got 3 or 4 assists in the quarter. Hart's got a few. I feel like the passing, which to me was a big thing I wanted to see. Like, how are they going to put the Pacers into rotation, create some open looks, and they've done enough to do that just by. I feel like their off-ball screening has gotten better. They're playing through Hartenstein, and they're cutting off him. But Brunson specifically, just being able to balance his scoring with his passing, just continues to be the bellwether, I think, for this team's like high ceiling or highest ceiling as an offense. Like when he's doing both at a high level, when he's just scoring, or when he's obviously is rarely just passing, but when he's just
yeah,
let's be honest. But when he's just scoring, I feel like it's a very limited offense. But when he's pairing both of those attributes, they could be really effective. And I think you're seeing that here in the third. And now we're probably going to get some subs in and probably going to see like a different vibe to this quarter. Noah Dennis points out Knicks now +6 on the offense, on the rebounding side. TJ McConnell is in the game. Little Spain action by DiVincenzo.
Short.
So we get the McBride-McConnell minutes here.
Ooh, dangerous pass. Good D on this possession by the Knicks. Got to stay with TJ. Oh my God. What kind of angle?
I don't know how you banked that in from that side.
That looked like a mistake.
That's playing a lot of 21 growing up.
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
You know the angles and know how to get your shot off in crazy position. There it is. Make the pass.
I don't like that shot.
Well, to their credit, they kind of stayed home on him.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really.
All right, we got Deuce on Halliburton. Hartenstein kind of, drop and floating back. I don't remember Hartenstein fouling as much as he has in this playoffs, and obviously everybody's going to foul Embiid a lot. But he just, and you obviously you have pointed this out repeatedly. The discipline doesn't seem to be there, and I don't recall this being the case in the regular season. It feels different to me.
Yeah, it does feel different, and maybe it's just more of the Embiid thing. But yeah, I mean that one there, it felt like Turner's got 2 feet in the paint, and then so it is like a tough to ask your guy to not reach in, but you could probably stay tall and force like not a unmakeable shot, but like a tougher like jump hook with the right hand and make it a little tougher on him.
What I noticed about Hartenstein is he's like not okay with just contesting and living with the result. He wants to get the stop. He wants to get the steal. He wants to get the block. He wants to enforce his will. But sometimes it's got to be like, this guy has great position. We effed up the possession earlier that resulted in this shot.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Oh no. Are you kidding me? Get the ball in bounds. Are you kidding me right now? Why did they try to throw it to Mitch, who wasn't looking?
He had no one else to throw to, but Mitch just turned his head at the last minute. I don't know why.
Oh, God.
All right, come on, Mitch. This isn't good.
You got to lob that. Easy lob for Brunson there.
Yeah, you get behind Turner, and that's an easy lob. Not a great lob thrower, but that was
anyone can do it. Yeah. A caveman could do it. Come on.
Yes.
Okay, so Siakam has Dante on him. Somebody's got to scram him out of there. The Knicks are very small.
Tough. They're so spread out.
I don't know about this lineup here.
Yeah,
they're very small, and the Pacers are very big. Nice finish by Brunson.
Yeah, good finish. It was a good screen by Mitch too.
So this is Carlisle loves this lineup where he goes with the 3 bigs. I don't know about Josh and
it's a lot to ask,
and Dante being the ones to deal with it.
Yep. Need the loose balls.
A layup for
And
TJ.
look where Mitch is. He's 20 feet from the basket.
Yeah.
And there's zero. I mean, there's no one else that can deter anything at the rim.
Yep.
McConnell's got 16 on 14 shots.
Yeah, and it's not hyper efficient, but it's a low efficiency game right now from everyone as the Knicks turn another one over, get Obi a dunk. Yeah,
he blew one of those in the
regular
season. I'm surprised he went for it again.
Rick is going to be pissed. There we go, Dante.
Now look, did Obi not get back on Dean? Match up. A little style in there. We'll see.
Weird decision.
Big quarter for Dante. Said 13 now on the quarter, 17 overall.
Hart turned his head for a second.
Get it out.
We got Dante. You got Deuce. Oh, and he finishes himself.
Get back. All right.
They're holding for the last.
Yep.
Close out. Oh my God. Oh my God. Come on.
All right. It was Hartenstein at the end of the second quarter, and now Turner with an easier buzzer beater, but a buzzer beater no less. Woo! We got a big one. This is going to be buckle up.
Yeah.
This game is going down to the last 5 minutes. So what is the score? 87-82 right now?
87-82.
87-82. Pacers lead at the end of 3. This is a good basketball team, folks, that the Knicks are playing. And they took a punch from the Knicks in that third quarter, responded. Obi got out for a couple of leak outs. The Turner 3 that you just saw. Didn't love, as X-Ray pointed out as well, did not love that Knicks lineup where you basically have Josh Hart as your 4, but against Siakam and Toppin with Turner at center. Just a lot of length to have to contend with. But yeah, AB21 says Precious needs to play. Mitch is useless. He did have the lob on the pick and roll that he was able to get up top, but I feel like he's moving a little better, or moved a little better in the third quarter. So maybe you can get something out of him, but Hartenstein's got the 4 fouls. I assume Mitch is going to come back here and just play at least, the first 3-4 minutes of the fourth quarter, but the Pacers are just good. I don't know. I think a lot of people just assume this is going to be a cakewalk because they are perceived to be a, quote unquote soft team that just plays offense, but their defense has actually been pretty, not great, but average-ish since Siakam came over. Actually, you might know better than me. Has it been middle of the pack?
Towards the middle of the pack, yeah.
Okay, it's not quite. So still a weak area, but they're not hemorrhaging points like they were earlier in the year. And their offense is just good. They have 87 points. They're going to push 120, or maybe 115 in this game. Now if Knicks tighten up, maybe it's more 110 and you come out on top. But I feel like it was a better offensive quarter for the Knicks, but I still think, the Pacers are doing a lot on their side offensively to just stress you out. It's just they really attack pressure points really well.
Totally. I think that's all right. Just from an emotional standpoint, this is super frustrating to me just because. And we saw Isaiah Jackson getting up off the bench. He wasn't even in the game. The Knicks were doing pretty good on the boards and still ended up down 5 in that quarter. The Pacers were able to kind of hold them to a stalemate in that quarter. And that it just felt like a third quarter the Knicks should have won and should be coming into this fourth quarter either tied or, up 1, down 1, something like that. A 5-point game is not what you want going into the fourth quarter after battling them in the third quarter, kind of exhausting yourself to a degree and then, getting kind of beat up by the bench again, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very frustrated as well. And especially if you think about the fact that Siakam's got 11 on 11 shots and Halliburton's got 6 on 6 shots. Granted, Halliburton has impacted the game with his passing, but you have your two two of your bigger offensive threats. Siakam is, needed to score, in the 20s, probably, if you're going to like reach their ceiling. And he's got 11 on 11 shots. You've done a good job against him, and you're still down 5.
100%. Yeah. It's just funny. This has been somewhat of a defensive battle. It's been kind of up and down. Both teams are shooting like 50% from the field. So it's not like they haven't been able to score, but it's not the high flying, high octane up and down game that we thought we might see. And, the shots are a little difficult to come by. So the Knicks are going to have, oh my God.
Second turnover in the backcourt. No Brunson in the game. They cannot inbound the freaking ball. And they're going to get free throws out of it.
I was just about to say the Knicks have to out execute them as they turn it over to start within seconds of the fourth quarter beginning.
And what is this going to do also? Like, maybe Brunson's would have gotten like a nice little run here of like, or not a nice stretch of rest. It's just going to, like, he's very quick on the trigger to get his guys back in when he sees things starting to like fracture. And if you can't inbound the freaking ball again, it's going to limit how much he's going to trust that Brunson can rest for 2-3 minutes and get a breather here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's more than just the turnover and the 2 points going the other way, as you're saying. TJ's just all in the backcourt with them.
All right. So 89-82, no Brunson. Where are the looks going to come from?
OG? Yes. Big shot.
That is awesome for him to flare out, kind of pop the roll instead of going all the way to the rim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, good call.
Now we get some stock. No Halliburton in the game.
They had to give that up. They had to give that up because Isaiah was lurking there. So they had to bump down and give that up. That was just good offense by the Pacers.
Yep.
All right, this is getting a really dangerous situation as my fucking.
Yeah, it was another missed layup, which is a frustrating thing. It was a great Gortat screen by Mitch to free Anunoby up, and that was just point blank.
DJ, that's at least 4 layups that they've missed.
Has to be.
Because I know I blew 3 of them, and I blew 2 of them. You blew 1 of them, and that one just happened. So there's at least 4.
All right, Siakam denying Anunoby, they're basically running the offense kind of through him at this point. And now
Josh Hart pick and roll. Isaiah Jackson's a menace right now. And no one can stop TJ. Deuce McBride's their best freaking perimeter defender, and no one can stop this guy. This is it's Brunson's got to play the rest of the game. There's no way.
No, it's just really a problem right now. Like, significant issues with this bench juxtaposition. You can't just do it over and over again and rely on your starters to play 40 plus minutes and win those minutes by look, in the 76er series, they didn't win those minutes by, I don't know if they did actually. They might have just won enough of the non-Embiid minutes to end up sneaking out a series win in 6, but it's just a lot to ask. And we both were on it to start, and it was like I think both of us were questioning how the Knicks were going to respond in a longer series. Now, I think it's hit the Knicks a little harder than in the first game than I thought it would. I'll be honest. Like, I thought maybe this would be a issue that would spring up more as a series got into games 4 through whatever, but it's happening game 1. You're seeing a major advantage right in our face, and it's now danger zone here in game 1.
Absolute danger zone. They need buckets. They need them soon. They need stops. It is getting to that point where you can't really let them get more separation than this.
Yeah. And Mythic makes the point. I mean, Bogey not having those like And I've talked about this. Like he wasn't like hyper efficient in the 76er series, but I felt like every shot he made just felt massive at the time. It transition. I mean, momentum changing or creating shots. They have no bodies right now to come off the bench with any sort of. And then McBride has been a non-factor on the positive side.
This is the worst that McBride has looked in a long time.
And it's McConnell's impact, just like creating havoc. And then Mitch has been, as AB21 mentions, like he has been a non-factor here as well. I don't know, Akshay.
I think you got to do something different. I think you got to go Precious at the 5. Mitch doesn't look good. He's not getting a bunch of offensive rebounds. I don't know how he's helping you. And then you got to see what you have with Precious, who can cover more ground, who can switch if necessary.
Well, also he's not a rim. His rim protection is muted by the fact that Turner is 25 feet from the basket.
Yeah, it's like irrelevant that
You're not even getting his best quality.
So his weakness is neutralized in this series. Let's see if the Garden crowd can galvanize these guys.
I love the Garden crowd, and I will just say this is not a knock on them, but they are not a great crowd from behind, and they never have. Have been. I'm just being honest with you.
That's true.
They have never. It's not in their DNA. They're a nervous, anxious, stressed out crowd when things aren't going well.
All right, you're first. DJ of Knicks Film School has called the MSG crowd a bunch of front runners.
Nemo, thank you. It is a PTSD crowd. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's
There's a lot of trauma, a lot of issues there, pent up for many years.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel if I was there, I'd be pretty quiet too.
Oh,
so I'd be right there with them. And we still got Mitch out there fighting with Jackson. Okay, let's see what we can do. Create some offense. And one.
I like the show by Jackson. It's enough to take away the pull-up 3, but he's also able to retreat to take away any Mitch lob presence, and you basically you're forcing Jalen into that, and he gets bailed out by the foul call.
Yep. Isaiah Jackson, very athletic, as you said earlier, can move his feet. Good in pick and roll coverage, can switch. He's a weapon for them that they can use in the scenarios where he works best. Sort of like how Precious is for the Knicks. You know,
why wasn't he more in the mix in the Milwaukee series in your mind?
It's a good question. I feel like their bigs were all playing so well. Siakam was dominant and Obi was their entire transition offense was when Obi was on the court, and Miles Turner had one of his best series of his career. So I think he just couldn't fit in. Jalen Smith got no minutes, and Isaiah Jackson got very few. Whoa, that's an air ball. He doesn't want to shoot that. Good defense by Mitch.
All right, I feel like this is a big possession here. 2 seconds left.
Huge.
Got to get a stop and get the rebound.
Huge possession.
Brunson on Obi.
Because it's going to be a jumper if they. No way.
Oh, all right.
Violation. All right, let's go. 94-87, Pacers up. 9 minutes and 53 seconds left. This will get the crowd into it.
Yes.
A good defensive possession will always get the MSG crowd into it. Can we get somebody else to bring the ball up?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. That was the first time that they really, really cheated off of Josh Hart there. There were 3 guys in the paint.
He was right in the paint. Yeah. Standing right. I mean, literally in the middle of the paint. And Brunson eluded him well. It's just Jackson made a great play from the rear.
Yeah.
Whoa, what do we got here? Okay.
Before the inbounds.
Yeah, free throw on the ball, right?
Yep. Free throw on the ball. Let's go. This is great.
All right, big shot. 94, 88, plenty of time. Do the Knicks have enough in the tank to bring this home?
All right. Another foul. That's on Obi.
Yeah, he just went right through Brunson. I don't even think that was a flop by Brunson, which he usually does. I think Obi just trucked him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked like it. And this is unnecessary from Obi. Well, you don't got to stay attached to Josh Hart.
Yeah, I agree.
So hopefully some of these mistakes help out the Knicks here. Come on, we got to get those, Mitch.
Great decision.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Big shot. 4-point lead. That's huge. That is huge. 94-90. Knicks cut into the lead. Only down 4, 9 minutes and 25 seconds left. Big finish from Josh Hart here. The paint is cleared wide out with Isaiah Jackson coming out to defend the three.
Yeah, I mean, he's, as I talked about, he's an athletic big, but he's also a big that has to get a lot of moving parts to stop and start again. So it's always about not just as a spot up player, not just shooting off that. It's also, can you attack a closeout and get to the basket, or create a play for your team? And that's just a great decision, as you mentioned, without any rim protection, to drive that and finish. Hart now on the game. Let's pull up his. I feel like he has performed really. He's had just a really good game. He's got 19, 11, 6, 7, 11 from the field, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. So another solid game. Actually, the 3 Nova guys, Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo, have all played really well. So you're just getting a 0 from the, literally almost like 3 points from your bench, and just not a lot of positive impact.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, we know where the brunt of the burden is gonna fall on, and that's not gonna change throughout this series.
Nope.
We're gonna need more from OG, more consistency from OG, and that's just, he's one of the 4 guys who are going to score for the Knicks. So got to get more from him.
Yeah, we got the lead down 94-90. That away from the play foul that got Brunson a free throw, and then the Hart dunk at a 3-point possession. I assume, I could be wrong, but I assume you get Halliburton coming back.
Yeah.
Here, right? It makes sense. Yeah,
definitely. I don't know what's going on with Deuce in this game. This is one of the worst Deuce games I've seen since early in the season. He's not been able to stay in front. Has not been aggressive. Hasn't made the shots that he's taken some bad shots. The only shots that he's taken was like that one turnaround jumper that was a really bad shot. I don't remember the other one.
I think it was a 3 at one point. I don't know if it was I can't remember the quality of the shot, but yeah, I agree on his performance. And McConnell's given him problems in the past, so this is not a new thing. It's a tough cover for him for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't really. You would think shifty small guard would be fine for him. I know McConnell just wants to get to a spot and raise up, but Josh Hart's eyes coming up the court. All right. We got to do this.
Yeah, we have to do this. We got to take this home. But he continues to be the one Nick that can play the minutes and just have this doesn't seem to affect him.
Dude, DJ, there was one possession where he was guarding Buddy Hield on the Sixers series.
Yeah.
And it was like, he was 42 minutes into his shift, and he chased Buddy Hield. I think it was game 6.
I think it was it was like after Hield had made a bunch of threes and was like locking in.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's go Yankees. Let's go, baby. He chased Buddy Hield through a bunch of. It looked like prime Rip Hamilton, Buddy Hield running through screens, and Josh Hart just stayed with him step for step, trailing him the entire way. I'm like, how does he have the energy to do this? It's crazy.
Yeah, he's incredible. His stamina.
It's wild.
All right, stay
good D,
great
D, Dante.
But you got Halliburton to his right hand, but you're fine. Yeah.
Yes, Mitch. Don't foul. Great defense. Yeah, great defensive possession. Come on, Dante. Bang! Let's go. Let's go. Good D, Dante. very good defense. Okay, Knicks are locking in. I don't know what the breakdown was there. It just felt like a defense, and the Pacers were a step quicker. All right, we got an inverted screen here.
I'm trying to get they're going to get your matchup.
They
didn't switch
recovered.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, goaltending.
Goaltending. I wonder how long Isaiah Jackson's going to be out there. He's going to be coming out soon.
He might be coming out right now, actually. This is not a good decision. I know Brunson's great at those, but just
I don't know if that was going in, but
I don't know.
You just can't do that.
He's still in the game.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Whew.
Tough finish by Neesmith. Jesus. Wow.
He extended with that. Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's horrible by Brunson. He did his 2 steps and then just bailed out. Man, that's a big swing right there.
Yep.
That's a big swing.
So jump pass is not as good when you're 6 foot and don't do it at all ever.
And I've never done it before.
Yeah.
Good, big shot. Needed that to slow things down. Yeah, when Halliburton jump passes, he knows where he wants to go with the ball. It's not like, all right, let me get in the air and figure it out. He already knows. This is why Jackson is hurting them right now offensively. Get the rebound! Why didn't Mitch grab it? Oh.
Wow.
They're going to call foul. Damn. I don't know about that shot from Brunson. This is crazy.
Man, you don't see Mitch get dunked on ever.
That's a crazy dunk.
Wow.
Jeez. Best Hellboy is Mitch high. Why is he just looking at the ball there? I don't know what happened there. I think he's gassed and he's out the game now. So, all right, they're going back to Turner. That's tough. When they're in that in-between DJ where it's like, am I switched on to him? It's too late. He's too deep. I have to switch on to him. It feels like they just the possession's over as Brunson finishes. All right.
Can you string together a few more stops here?
Yep.
Foul.
Yeah, that's a foul. They called him
twice.
OG doesn't look great to me today overall on both ends.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not been a good game for him.
And I was thinking about this, and I don't want to again, it's reductive, and I'm acknowledging I don't know that this is true, but for instance, the fouling with Isaiah Hartenstein feels like related to fatigue. I don't know if that's similar for OG, but the guys, those two in particular, don't look really like their prime regular season form to me.
Yeah, well, I think if you're doing things out of character, that's usually a pretty good sign. And you can, especially if there's other factors like heavy minutes, that you can assume maybe the fatigue is playing a part of it.
Yeah.
So I'd agree. There's been a few occasions where OG just looks exhausted. So in that last play, more it might have been just like a smaller, shiftier guard that just made a nice dribble move to get into the paint.
Mm-hmm.
But you expect him to hold up a little better. Dribble the ball, Isaiah. Thank you. Behind you.
Watch it back. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. Josh Hart.
He's carrying them right now in some ways. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's him and Brunson, but that's a awesome finish.
104-102. Josh initiates the contact, avoids Neesmith, avoids the block from Miles Turner, finishes and the foul. What a play. And he gets the rebound. Yeah! Tie game. Holy shit. They need to all do whatever Josh Hart does for cardio. That's what they all need to do. All right. We got a screen and a rescreen and a rescreen. Oh, don't tell me you bailed them out with that foul. They had nothing. 4 seconds on the clock and they had nothing.
Tough. Not a good decision by Dante there, man.
And also that rebound was helped by Hartenstein. Hartenstein needed to be boxed out by 2 guys, which opened it up for Hart.
Absolutely. Good call. How many fouls on the Knicks now? Anyone have that in the chat? Team fouls?
Yeah, good question. Oh, the foul's on Hart? I thought that was definitely a reach-in by Dante.
So this game's not tied? Did I see it tied at one point?
I should have been tied. 104-104. It was 104-102. What am I missing? What happened to the score, guys?
Did they take a 3 away?
They must have. Another foul.
This is really frustrating right now. What's the score?
I have no idea. This is crazy. It was tied. There had to be something that happened. Anybody know in the chat?
Noah Dennis. It was 104.99. Made the 2-pointer. Missed the free throw. Then a 2. Okay. So I guess they had the score wrong.
They had
maybe
the score wrong before because it was
TNT.
104-102. Yeah. Wow. Nice miss. Adam Silver took a point from us. Yeah, probably. All right. We got guard again, trying to get Halliburton on him.
But it doesn't
is not allowing.
He's not giving it up, but tough.
Gosh,
is just a maniac.
This is
right
ridiculous.
Now. He's a maniac. What happened?
No, they call a foul on the floor. Josh Hart, this is absurd what he's doing. Damn. If Mitch was freaking healthy, he would be doing it with Josh.
Yep. All right, does he have enough in him to make these free throws? He has to be exhausted, right?
Has to be.
Cashed it. What would an NBA team with like a starting 5 of just Josh Hart's? What's the ceiling on that XJ? It's like
all at the same size?
All the 6'4". Yeah, literally a clone.
Jeez, dude. I don't know. Don't ask me that question. They'd probably be good and I would hate them. That's what would happen. All right. Let's see. OG, you need to play D here. That's too easy for Pascal. That's what he wants. He's like in his office. I don't understand.
What do you do though? I mean, he got a decent contest and they're not going to send help.
Yeah, but he's getting too deep initially. I miss layup.
This is where it's trouble.
So look, he's already in deep into the paint. Foul.
Nothing's easy with this team.
Not easy at all.
Never.
No.
I mean, and there's been no pressures this half. So there's been a tightening of the rotation in the second half.
Yeah.
Let alone a expansion.
Good point. Let's tighten up, guys.
Guys, we're playing too many. We're gonna cut back. We're playing 4.
Yeah, rough stuff. All right. 5-point lead. 109-104. Pacers up by 5 with 4.5 minutes left. Knicks with the ball. They're going to need some stops and some scores here. Okay.
Get that pass out.
You got to get it out quick.
Yeah, it was. He
now
lost the advantage.
now the possession's dead, and there's 5 seconds left on the clock. And a bailout 3. Oh, that is
boy.
crazy. They needed that so desperately, and it was an awful possession.
Might have been the worst quality 3 taken all night.
Yep, I'd agree with that.
All right, get a stop here.
Good D,
OG!
finally, OG. Here we go.
He wants another one, doesn't he? He wants another 3.
12 seconds. He got the foul.
All right.
Got 2 free throws to tie the game. Wow. Why can't they get Halliburton onto Brunson? Like, how is Nembhard avoiding these screens like this?
I have to go back and look at it. Might be just you're not setting it. Like Dante's usually the screen setter or has been most, and he's just not. He's 6'4", not setting a strong enough screen, and it's easy to get around it.
So that makes me think, as Brunson hits the free throw, is it advantageous to some extent to have your weak defender on a guard, on the 2 guard, because to get that person on the ball, that guard has to be able to screen off, the defender. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's definitely something to think about here. And I don't want to lose the thought before there has been a few times where Nembhard he's getting through the screen, but he's also, and Brunson is not taking advantage of it. He's also giving Brunson a lane to get downhill a little bit. Yeah. And it's something maybe you look back and all right, there's opportunities here. If he's really fighting to stay attached, is he giving you a driving angle that you're just not taking because you're so preoccupied with the switch, right?
Yes, that is a great point. And I think, I'll definitely want to go back and look at that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah, there was one or two. I thought he had a chance on the left wing to get downhill. And there might have been enough help there where it wouldn't have been a prudent decision to drive downhill, but it felt like it could have been there.
I've been looking too tightly at what they're doing up top and not seeing what the help looks like. So maybe there's a reason why Brunson is not taking that. But that's really
what I
interesting.
think is probably happening. Yeah.
Ball pressure.
Tibbs playing the hits.
Intensity, talk, ball pressure. Stops. Was this AI Tibbs? This is
Exactly. All right, Jalen. Let's tie this game up with 3 minutes and change.
Good, big free throws. Sometimes I don't want to say what I was going to say. Forget it. I'll wait till after the game.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't want to jinx anything.
And thank you, Rick Carlisle, for the timeout. Give him a little breath. Ghost, stay attached. Good, nice flare. You're fine.
Good defense.
Yep.
And he threw it away. Come on, OG.
Oh, wow.
He's not going to get in the way. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow. How many leads have we had this game since the early first quarter?
I don't know. It's been a while. Great defense. Great defense. There we go. Got to keep Siakam off balanced. Now OG is enforcing his will.
Dangerous. Okay.
Nembhard was playing. He was plotting on that.
Yeah.
That's a tough shot.
Tough.
Bang! Let's go. 113-109. Stay with him. Stay with him, Dante. Dante's played excellent defense.
He has been.
Why did I say anything?
Ow.
Why did I say anything? Halliburton's always moving out of the way there. He's not trying to get in the way. It's so hard that he does that just all the time.
I know.
Marbury rocking the Xavier shirt. Okay. See you, Steph. All right. 113-110. One more free throw to go. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Marbury is pumped up next to Clyde, ready to go. This is crazy.
He's hugging him. He's hugging him. Call the foul.
You got to get it in. The whole Knicks team is in the backcourt there.
Jeez.
And all 5 of them were in the backcourt.
Yeah, let's figure out in game 2 like how to do this better, like inbound the ball. Another lane.
Bad pass. Horrible pass. I don't know what he was thinking there. And it gives up a layup too to Siakam. That was an awful decision by Josh Hart. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, he got himself in a bad area. Then he thought Isaiah was going to be camping, but he moves too much. You can't assume Hartenstein is going to be stationary.
Yeah.
2 minutes. 113. They're sending 2.
Oh, got so lucky. They might challenge that. I don't know if he actually fouled. Halliburton seemed pretty adamant. He seems pretty positive. They're checking it. They're going to challenge it. It looked like all ball.
It's a steal.
Who gets possession here? Is it
Siakam
clean?
had it.
Fuck. Damn. Tie game, minute and 50 seconds left. Got a challenge call here. It looks like it's a clean steal from Halliburton. He was very adamant about it. I know he got a little bit of arm, but no, it looks like all ball.
Not only that, it's just the decision there they're sending 2. To me, that ball needs to get out to DiVincenzo and just stay with the advantage and let your teammates make a play. Like I don't get the decision there to drive.
Mm-hmm.
With Halliburton clear. I mean, it wasn't coming from like a blind side like that. He kind of telegraphed that.
100%, DJ. 100%.
And look, you always have to like couch your criticism with Brunson with like the amount of responsibility. And it's just like, I imagine he basically has to make every right decision for this team because turnovers are like, I don't know if we're going to call here. Turnovers just can't happen. So it's granted, he's played a fabulous game for the most part, but that one he should have just hit your release valve.
Yeah, because even if he gets to the spot he wants to get, Nembhard is still there. It's like not even like.
Yeah.
Yeah, Indiana gets possession. Got to get a stop here. Got to play ball and get a stop. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, what's the point? You get to the spot. Nembhard's still in front of you. Siakam's there showing. Like, where are you? Like, what's the advantage? Give it up.
There wasn't one. It's just a bad decision.
Yeah,
straight up. But Knicks got 13 turnovers on the night. It's probably this.
That's a lot for them. Yeah,
it's not a great number,
especially given that they don't pass it as much.
All right, you're fine. Don't reach.
Don't stop reaching. He put himself in a bad spot by reaching. What? They're playing so undisciplined. This is hard work getting the ball in the front.
Absolutely.
In the front court.
To DiVincenzo, yeah. See, he's not getting any advantage on these.
Oh,
I can't. You don't. It's the amount of energy he just exhausted himself with to get the ball up the court, and then all that dribbling.
Everything, yeah, everything. It's absurd. No way, Nembhard.
Woo!
That was in and out. That was scary as hell.
Actually, down to a minute.
We're down to a minute left. 115.
Kick.
And what a lazy pass by Brunson there too. This guy has to be exhausted again. Obi biting his nails from the bench.
We're all Obi topping right now.
This was a lazy pass. What is that? Luckily, the Knicks retained possession.
All right, clear out ISO. DiVincenzo passed away.
Get it to Devo.
Bang! That's why you put him there, man.
Bang, bang. Let's go. You called it. One pass away, Dante. Not the guy to help off of.
And actually, he's not hugging. That was like a deep three. That's the advantage of having a shooter that can incredibly shoot from that area.
Yep. You've talked about that a bunch. The depth of space, it makes a huge difference. A guy is 2 feet closer to the line. That shot doesn't get off at all. And it neutralizes the Knicks' advantage there. That's pure Dante's ability that created that. Whoo! Man, this game, is every game going to be like this all the way? Because I don't know, man.
All right, so Jalen is now 40 points on 26 shots. Just another incredible game. Josh Hart, he's played 47, so he's played the whole game. 24 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists. He does have the 8 turnovers, but I mean, the overall performance. And then Dante, 25 points on 17 shots, has made 5 threes. And he's been fantastic here in the second half, DiVincenzo.
Been awesome.
21 in the second half for Divo. It's basically been the Nova boys, just carrying them. You're in great. I know I shouldn't say this, but you are in great shape if you get one more stop.
So AB asked the question if you would sub Brunson for defense here. I think I would have. I don't know if you agree. The Knicks have 2 timeouts. Oh, he fell on his butt. Okay, he's way out there now. See, this is where I want Siakam to be. Oh my God, he scored anyway.
They're gonna have to foul, but you have to get the ball up court. Call
timeout.
What's going on?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? The Knicks have to challenge it.
How did the referee from behind the play see that?
It went off of Nemhard's foot. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a clear. I don't know who I forget the official's name, so I apologize. But he's on the opposite end of the court. He came over to make the call. How did he see that?
I have no idea. No idea. That's a waste. That's the Knicks' last challenge, right?
It is the last one.
That's unfortunate because that's an obvious call.
I mean, you can't. How does the ball go from down on the dribble to making a right turn if it's not hitting his foot? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, these guys didn't take physics, I think.
Yeah,
DJ is the point. Yeah. I have no idea how it could have made that trajectory. Yeah, that's such a waste of a challenge there.
So frustrating. And then who made the point in the chat about you're still in a terrible spot to inbound? Kaufman's what is it? Kaufman's corner, whatever you call it. But and the Knicks have not been inbounding the ball comfortably all game.
And they can't advance. The timeout doesn't advance it there, right?
Correct. You've dribbled. Right. So it's out of where the ball went out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think Brunson should have called a timeout there. Honestly.
I agree.
They've been having trouble getting the ball in balance. They've been having trouble getting the ball up court. You have 22 seconds left. You get the free throws, and you are just, in prime position to win this game. The only way you could change that fate is by turning it over here.
Yep.
So you got to be liberal with those timeouts at this point. You got the 2, and this is why you have them. Just call a timeout.
Thank you, Stan Van Gundy, saying the referee, whoever the referee that came over and make that call should never have done it.
Yeah.
Worst angle.
Yeah, that was your point. Yeah, I don't understand how that happened, but it cost the Knicks a challenge. And hopefully it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're in the front court.
Okay.
Nice. Oh my God. Woo! That was so scary.
Timeout. Oh, you have a timeout.
It went off of Brunson.
Oh my God. Call the timeout. It's off Brunson.
Fuck. Why are we saving the timeouts to go home with? You get fouled, and this game is not over, but you have like an 80% chance, a 90% chance of winning it. You just got to get fouled. You just got to get the ball in bounds and get fouled.
It's just boneheaded. He's out of the game now.
Damn, man.
Got to stop.
They got a possession to win the game now. Oh, they got a turnover. Thank you. Holy shit, man. You can't lose this game right now. Get the ball in bounds. Jesus, man. I'm furious at this game right now. I don't even know about that call.
I don't either, man. I'm going to be honest. You never see that called at that point. I don't know. Dude, if we were a Pacers fan, you're every right to be annoyed at that. I'll be honest.
I don't know about that.
I don't want to say it's they're not going to win the challenge. He was moving, but it's still a brutal call to make at that juncture. He's moving. He's not set.
I mean, technically, he's too wide anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a couple points if you want to go by the rule book. Yeah, he's wide. His feet are wider than his body, and he's kind of twisting and shifting as he's setting the screen.
As Nemo says, that's a legal BAM screen, though.
Absolutely,
it definitely is illegal. BAM has never done a screen that didn't look like that.
Yeah, if Dante doesn't fall, it's probably not called.
No, definitely not. If he just fights through and whoo, get the ball in bounds, guys. Come on. If you can't get it in bounds, call timeout. If you get in trouble, call timeout. They've got to be coached up. You got to use that timeout. Dante just asked, we have one timeout?
Yeah, he did. All right, Deuce in the game. Smart.
I don't want Josh Hart getting it.
Oh, wow.
Before the inbounds foul. Oh, whoo.
Man, both teams just with some just wretched decision making here.
Just say it. It's just dumb shit.
Holding it. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, it's terrible. Nimrod. Come on, Brunson. You got to knock this down. Yes.
Clean.
That is a crazy foul. If I was a Pacers fan, I would flip my shit, man. You
Seriously.
Can't foul like that there. That turns it from you had a chance to tie no matter what happened.
Yep. Right.
Timeout. Oh, shit. He got it in. Damn. He pushed him into the stands. I didn't think Brunson had a pass to the ball.
I didn't either. Yeah, it's fine. We're okay. Everyone relax.
Okay. If he makes two, Pacers with no timeouts, they should absolutely win this game. Let him get it into the front court and foul him. These two free throws can ice it. Come on, JB. One.
Yeah. So we're talking. Well, up 3, you have to foul, but hopefully it's a moot point if you.
Oh, right. If they're up 4, yeah, they don't have to foul. There we go. Play defense. Play defense, baby. Play defense.
Oh no!
Don't let him get a 3. It's it. Knicks win. DJ.
Never easy, man.
Oh,
Knicks win.
Man.
another thriller. We are all aging every game by like 10 years with this Knicks playoff run. Knicks win 121-117. They take game one of this best of 7 series. I'm going to hop on the post-game show with Macri here in a moment, but XJ, what are your final thoughts on another thrilling Knicks victory?
I'm going to need the stuff that Tibbs uses, but the black version for my hair, because
We're all gray.
I don't know how much of this more I can tolerate. The Knicks get the win at home. That's all that matters. They lead the series 1-0. They got the win that they needed on their home court. Tough game, lots to talk about. And, you know, I don't have anything particular to flag. We talked about all of it throughout the game. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to hearing you and John break things down on the post game.
Good stuff. Always a pleasure doing this with you, man.
You too, man. Great stuff.
Everyone that tuned in on YouTube and here on playback, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching along with us.
Appreciate you guys. All right.
Later.